Just so important, and even in Div 1, like, that's true.
That's always been the name of the game, though.
It's lack of fighting. We got a Collapse fan here. Going for the, that looks like an Urn Rush on Viper. I've seen 3-3 do this on Viper, I think, once before. But it's good. Lots of mana regen. That's actually something Viper suffers with, is that the way to beat him in lane is you have to like bait him to use like 2 or 3 poison attacks on you, because that's like 60 to 90 mana pool. And he doesn't have a huge mana pool. Not the smartest flying snake.
You do in the 6 minutes that you were gone.
Use them if you're snake blind, like most people are, but
it's
I'm not snake blind.
Why do you know about
creatures.
snakes? You don't leave the house. How could you possibly know
He
about
does
snakes?
have to leave the house because he has a dog.
You
Snakes
read
enter my house.
encyclopedias?
Snakes enter your house? That's not good.
No, I'm just kidding. Oh, is he gonna get it?
Oh, yeah, that's gonna...
It's hard to read.
No.
Yeah, he did not. It was a good try.
didn't get
really good effort. Spent a fourth of his mana pool for that Sakuchi, but it's okay. Good effort.
Good effort indeed. I also want to point out the fact that Brame is playing a lot of very comfortable heroes. These are heroes that we've seen in previous tours of the DPC. Stamanen especially playing the Earth Spirit. Very, very comfortable with that hero, able to make a lot of things happen. And same thing with SSA Spartan playing that Disruptor, who has gotten more and more popular recently.
Yeah, it's cool to see the hero trend back, to be honest. It got a lot more popular at TI due to things like the Shard, because it helps you transition from like a gank hero to like actually being able to siege and help you end the game. So that makes a lot of sense for why Disruptor is getting a bit more popular. Sin King went for Caustic level 1 though. Against the Ursa, it makes sense, get the damage in. And he is not going armor level 1. That's some good punches right there.
Listen, I said Dubu did that. I didn't say he was going to do
I'm pretty sure you said every tree player should get armor level 1.
Listen, I'm just watching replays, telling you what I see.
Are we keeping a tally now on how many times that Jenkins says something? And
Oh, do not make me into Kyle, please.
I don't want to, trust me.
Yeah, this is a classic mid lane matchup, isn't it?
It
Quap
really is.
versus Puck, which I believe is supposed to be very Puck favored. Not looking that way. Stormstormer having a wonderful performance here.
It's probably better for Quap now, because you get heals from the dagger. Not that he's skilled it yet, but Puck also has gotten a couple nerfs. His base armor is like atrocious right now, right? So if Quap actually trades with him, it's probably not too bad. And phase shift is like 7.5 seconds level, so you don't even get phase shift anymore. So it's probably a little bit more straightforward on fundamentals on like who has better damage. And
Quap's Scream also got buffed a lot.
Did it?
It used to be really bad. I mean, it's
like
still
more
not.
mana, or I can't remember.
I think they reduced the mana cost on it. Maybe a little bit gave it a bit of damage.
I see.
Not much though. Damage is still low, but
I feel like it's probably easier as Quap to dodge the orb damage than it is to dodge the Scream damage.
just mana cost.
Another aggressive play here coming out from Stormstormer. We're just going to get a little bit of damage off before he just runs on back to that orb.
He is stomping this lane. 15-1
Holy
to
crap.
8-0. That is.
Well, you said earlier, too, this is something that you've seen him play a lot in pubs recently, right, Jenkins?
Oh yeah, he's a Quap fiend, and he goes for the classic build on Quap, which is Orchid BKB instead of what a lot of people are doing now, which is the like Sanjin Kaya.
Yeah.
Build Sanjin Kaya, Shiva's like building into just being this like tanky spellcasting hero that's just spamming stuff and staying alive. He's more about those pickoffs.
You think that fits into this lineup a bit more?
Definitely, yeah, 100%. I mean,
BKB will protect
Medusa.
from tree as well. Oh, I'm sorry, same team. Disruptor ulti, things like that. There are powerful silences. If he gets
That's
BKB
fair.
at a good time against like Puck, Disruptor, or Earth Spirit, he'll have a nice time.
There's definitely a lot of ways to go and throw out that disable. Not as many over on the side of Entity. I believe I heard you guys talking about that during the draft. The Sand King pickup does help to solidify that a little bit.
I haven't seen a bracelet in the lane in a while.
We said latch about 12 times.
I
during the
started
draft.
laughing in the back room. I was like, there they go again, especially when you used it improperly.
When did I use it improperly?
No, I think it was actually Purge.
It was
using
him.
It improperly.
It was him.
But I think he was just memeing at that
when
point.
he was shitting on Stormstormer for not hitting Sunstrikes. Are you an Invoker player or something?
No.
Horrible.
I've never seen you play Invoker, actually.
I used to
Very
earlier in
judgmental.
Dota 2, but I haven't touched it in a while. I can. I'm not like good at it, but I can invoke all the skills slightly slowly.
On purpose, or?
On purpose. Did you see that Quap had 2 points in Blink already? Didn't bother for the dagger. Kind of interesting.
That is interesting. I mean,
I feel like usually you get at least one. Obviously, Puck is a hard counter in a lot of cases because you just dodge it and the mana's wasted. But I think it's kind of cool.
Rolling on bottom a little bit off the mark on Crystallis.
Try to bait him into the fight there. Leech Seed, very powerful ability. Until you get literally any other grass spell, then it's terrible.
It's tree versus tree in this lane.
Is that a Pokemon reference?
Yeah, it was a Pokemon reference.
Yes. He's a big Pokemon fan. You know that?
I mean, I was a very big Pokemon fan when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Knew everything about Red Blue. Knew when people got their most powerful abilities, stuff like that.
That's interesting. So you're saying that you were a child in the 90s.
I was a child
Very
in the
impressive.
90s, yeah. Yep. And I had the Nintendo Power.
Ooh.
This is a lot of damage.
That's so much damage over onto Nefert. He has to be very careful in his positioning. Those bugs on you. You get a couple hits off with the Weaver here. Is he going to try to make a play over here onto Toby? Decent amount of damage, but again, does have the burrow strikes. They have them. Ooh, no, not going to be enough. That is going to be the first blood. Going over to Nefrit, but Nefrit now needs to be careful. Stormstormer's just clicking away at him.
Dude, I hate when you're owning a lane and then some mid rotates and ruins your fun.
It's so annoying.
Because that was the double kill right there for him.
Are they going to die for this? I feel like Stormstormer really wants this. Yeah, look at this. Just going to give a couple clips, bottle through. Needs a little bit more damage to get Spartan, and by God, they have it.
2 points in blink right there, baby.
Katomi? Nah, he's got to be fine.
I mean, his man is probably so much more efficient with 2 points in blink. Because if he blinks in there and throws a dagger for like 100, he doesn't get to keep going, you know? He's just like, oh, that's my gank, and now he goes back mid, no mana. I mean, if you spam Quap and somebody does this, like I'm like, okay, this guy's just played enough games where he realizes that dagger is a trap spell or something like that. If you're not going to commit to it, it's not worth it.
11 in the bottom lane's getting just punched down slowly by this tree. It's going to still survive as they've churned through a lot of that mana for Crystallis. They'll go for the Dream Coil, and they're going to get off a couple more clicks. Wish will be successful in his first rotation.
Great rotation.
Nefrit, though, also just being harassed very strongly here in this top lane. It's like they're not going to go for the dive, though.
Overpower really paying off there. Being able to kill the bugs fast makes the chase way less scary.
I like the treads pickup too on Nefrit. Like you could see, oh, almost. He had a lot of one chargers. You can see that the treads in that last fight was, or the last little skirmish that they had there was actually enough to survive. Like just that little bit of strength is all he needed.
And Storm coming forward. They do have a sentry place though. Toby having to be very careful as he's just getting chased around here by Nefrit. Needs maybe one more hit. They'll find the kill.
Nicely done.
He's having skirmishes left and right now. Silence being placed over into Stormer, not going to last long enough for them to get anything else out of it. So it's going to go refill his bottle.
Yep. Fighting for the rune, but it doesn't spawn there, so they just disengage. He's got Dream Coil, that's a little bit scarier, of course, but... And he gets the DD, because he was higher up in a regen, so... They're ready to fight with those double nulls and the raindrops. They know that they could kill each other if they're not careful.
Dude, Weaver has 13 CS in this lane because...
Sand King is a bad offlaner.
He's been having a really tough time, and so Weaver's been kind of picking up the slack there with the CSing, which honestly, I mean,
He might as well, right?
Yeah, well, sharing farm.
Someone should get it if he can't get it.
Yeah, for sure, and like sharing farm between those two heroes, like Weaver is traditionally a core, so you're cool with that. Sand King has been played as a support previously.
And Spartan gonna try to teleport out. He's gonna make it, but unfortunately Nefrit will fall to Stormer. Not going to be able to make it out. But rotation over to the mid lane.
Great distraction. Even got the observers there. Oh, we're killing the support, sucker. And then all of a sudden he jumps and kills Ursa. Ursa does have his ulti, so I guess he just didn't anticipate it or something, but it's enough damage.
So the trade is mid tower for top tower, which usually you would favor the team that takes the mid tower, but with... Oh, you get a kill.
There's the Dream Coil, the silence. We've got the Omi, Stormer though.
Was that a good trade, Jim?
Never mind, no trade. Yeah, I mean, there's no trade happening. The tower's defended. Really nice rotation from Brame.
That was cool. He stepped back and started TPing early to get there before the tower got killed. Great job.
Careful with those little treants there, 11. Want to give a bunch of gold to a Medusa. He's trying to do the deny off.
You know, that's just for like stats on the end screen now, though, because like they're so worthless. The trees, 8 gold each.
This
Who
is good
cares?
though. They're solidifying themselves a Roche potentially. Stormstormer is forced to blink out. It's like Toby.
Early Roche, dude. I mean, I don't even know. It seems tough. Nothing to tank at this point.
Yeah, they don't have EP yet either.
Treants maybe, but he just used on bottom. Maybe maybe miscommunication.
Maybe
but
that's why they went for that. Oh, he's actually going for the Sanjin Kaya build. I was gonna say,
yeah.
with the Blink Max, this is typically what people do when they go for the Sanjin Kaya build, because you're just kind of playing to farm and scale and like spam your spells, and then eventually you build into the dagger.
Because I guess like Max Blink is like, you know, anti-mage Battle Fury-esque, right? You have AoE from
You're
Scream,
clearing waves.
and Blink lets you go from wave. Like, look at this. He got to this camp so fast. It's like he's got Blink. But the Kai as well increase your mana regen by 50%. He's going to have to spend a little bit on more mana regen, but...
Ooh, throw in. Silence over onto Crystallis. And they got more than enough damage here to take down the Medusa.
Dude, Crystallis, both
They're just
games, he's
hunting
just having
him.
such a rough time.
Yeah, it's been
Like,
pressured.
he cannot catch a break. I mean,
No.
Brame is just pressuring him really hard, though.
We got Arcane Ring as well on Quap. That's great. Such a good ring with it, or item with this build.
Now my question, because both of you have played professionally once upon a time. in your
Don't count me,
career.
please.
What do you mean? Zephyr was a legitimate team.
Just ask
wanna-
one question. I wanna
Hold
talk
on, the fight's breaking out. That's gonna save you here. They'll get the kill on Katomi. So my question is, so Crystallis is known for being a very confident individual, to the point that, you know, he likes to throw some trash talk around and whatnot. Does that paint a bigger X on your back when you're in matches, like, or is it just, you know, obviously he is the position one if you can gank him at any point, because he is basically their win condition, and when you think about how much physical damage he's going to have to output.
I mean, it probably creates some antagonism. Like, you get more hyped when he's losing, or like you feel better. You probably get a morale increase when you're successful against him. When you're losing against him, it probably feels worse.
Okay.
So it might just be like a you either win more or lose more. I would assume. What do you think? You have more competitive experience.
Of course, many years ago, not recently, part of the
Yeah, of
Arkosh
course.
content team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like also the attitude that you have to be a trash talker is one of confidence, bravado, let's say.
Okay, yeah.
Real
Good SAT word.
Sigma male. And so I think that in that case, like, if you kill, like, that player will often have teams, like, built around them and them being successful.
Okay.
Because that's naturally what their, like,
They
personality will be
gravitate
like.
towards, yeah.
It's like if I walk in here like a big alpha male Chad, people are all like, oh, you know, that's a cool guy. I
Wanna be
don't know.
friends with him.
What do cool people do? I don't know.
I don't
Hang
know
out.
either, I'm
Hang
sorry.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say cool stuff.
Yeah, cool
Just
shit,
like this.
for sure.
Well, it was a really good, it was a good distraction over into that bottom lane, because they did try to make a play over onto Wish, and it's enabled Nefert then to get this Roche. So that's our first Roche. We've got the Aegis online, and it looks like Brame is looking to invade and take over this triangle area.
Not enough glimpse there to grab the kill, but with the Aegis now, they're going to start playing aggressive, farm the enemy tri-camp, unless something happens in the bot lane that's clearly very important.
Going after Toby here.
This reminds me of the previous match as well. They over-rotated a little bit, maybe. If they can get this kill, it's going to feel good, but...
Well, they got to get over there, though. They got to find him first, and he's doing a really good job.
Ooh, did they
Right
spot
on the
him?
corner. Oh, he's right on the edge here. Oh, he's standing
Oh my
right next
God.
to 11.
That was such a silly juke, but I'm so amazing.
They
Yeah.
really expect him to burrow into the trees is
They
what
did.
happened.
And now he's here
Level
to defend the
plays.
tower. I mean, this is a really important place to be standing as a Sand King. I mean, this is your dream. Is just sit with the Treant, protect the tower, make sure you kill all of the creeps. The Treants aren't going to be enough to tear through the living armor. With the Sand King killing the creeps.
Spartan walking into Katomi. Oh,
That hurts so bad. That hurts so bad to watch that.
But they do find themselves a kill on Crystallis, so...
Wow.
That's a solo
Yeah,
kill.
defusal though, right? No.
No.
Just haste?
Just a haste rune.
Oh my gosh. He didn't even ulti for it. He just killed him.
You know, we were
He didn't even
kind
have
of
vision?
questioning the TP's bot, like, oh man, they're giving up this area, this triangle area, but I guess Nefrit's enough to hold it
I mean,
alone.
that's a really good point, because like if sometimes you get greedy like that, right? You're like, I'm not supposed to be able to defend this tower, but you find a way to do it, and you're like, oh dude, we're farming 3 lanes right now, but then what happens is you're defending that lane and you're not somewhere like crushing a jungling carry, which is what they did. Like, they commit heroes to defend that tier 1 tower, and that's good for them, but on the other side of the map, now Deuce has nobody covering her, because you're spending these hero resources in a different way that seems good, but now it's cost them a lot. It's like the 3rd death on Medusa or something.
Yeah, and it's a solo kill, man. Like, you get so much golden XP for that. Nefrit is huge.
I mean, he had a very nice start here, and it just continues to snowball, and that is all about, or rather, snowballing is all that Ursa really, really enjoys here.
I love what they're doing in this game compared to the last one on Brame. Like just invading this triangle and staying there and being patient and not being too crazy about the rotations. We saw a little bit of one bot, but they still haven't got this tier 1 tower bot lane. They just
Smoke breaks. Ooh. Tried to go for Stormstormer, but not going to be successful. They're going to turn around again. Effort's still having that Aegis, though. I have to be aware of it. Spartan get a glimpse back over onto Wish. They'll hold Stormstormer into place with the silence on top of it. They finish him off. Yes, they will. It's a decent amount of damage here, though, coming from the epicenter. Take down. Follow up now with that slow 11 trying to run away. He's just being held over into the corner. Be able to take down Crystallis yet again. Toby next to fall. 11 also finding his demise as Kataomi trying to get some clicks off here over onto Stomanen, but the rest of the team will be able to follow up. So even if he gets this kill, and he looks like he's not even going to get it. Nah, at last second, Kataomi does manage to kill Stomanen.
Okay, he's not in. That scared me. I loved how Spartan uses ulti there. Dreamcoil breaks basically because Quap doesn't want to stick around, but he puts it down a little bit early, and then after the stun is broken, it's already like ramping up the damage really effectively. So they end up crushing the Quap in that fight after getting him, despite not having all the abilities they necessarily want there. Just perfectly used. It's also going to delay Sand King's ulti as well. He has to walk to the edge to channel it. He comes back in, but a lot of that gets wasted due to the Aegis, unfortunately for them.
And the thing with Medusa being so far behind at this point is that when you kill the Queen of Pain first and you have a decent epicenter like that, honestly decent fight, you just don't have the damage if the Quap is dead. Like there's no way to fight that.
Yeah, imagine if they have Scream or ulti there for that second respawn. Like,
yeah, it's
that's
huge.
a double kill or something on the Overgrowth.
Spartan very, very far forward, but they'll turn back around to get the silence off, and they'll take down Stormstormer at the cost of Spartan. I think they're very happy about that. Dreamcoil's just holding
Fishman
the screen into place,
stands.
but
I am a tree. They didn't even bother.
Man, it's so hard to play Quap this game against Disruptor and Puck. Like two extreme counters.
Yeah.
And Earth Spirit can do stuff as well, so they can layer, and then that on top of the high damage of Ursa or even Puck at this point, who are quite farmed. It's tough to play Quap. And like that's the problem with the hero sometimes. Like you can buy Orchid if you get it fast and you start crushing heroes, but it's not that difficult to get item solutions against Orchid in a lot of cases. Glimmer Cape, Force Staff sometimes, Yule Scepters. Stuff just makes the Orchid feel bad, and then all of a sudden they get BKBs and you're like, oh, this Orchid is just a farming item. That's not even a good one.
Even with like Kaya and Sanj, just in a game like this, it almost feels like you should go BKB first, or like Kaya BKB, Sanj BKB, something like that. But that just sounds weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't want that from your mid laner.
Is it too early too? Like if you get that item like so early on, it becomes like
BKB? I mean,
it's changed around a bit, right?
It's like these. I mean, that's a busted item now. It's just so good. Like the 6 seconds at lowest possible.
It's still pretty good.
It's way too good. I mean, no, I think like. But if you look back at this replay as Queen of Pain in this game, you might think like I should go like small item BKB just because of the all of this we've talked about on the side of Brame.
But with that said though, if you rush BKB super fast, and then you just don't farm creeps as well because you have no mana regen, and Quap could hypothetically farm fast with mana regen.
Oh, he actually is going Kaya BKB, so it's just like it's still like too early.
He had Sanj Kaya queued, but
yeah,
he must have changed his mind.
I think he'll probably build that Ogre Axe into BKB.
I mean, that's basically what you said. You said small item BKB.
Yep.
I think Kaya is a decent way to transition that. And there are a lot of disables. I mean, the Sanj won't help against.
Oh, good silence immediately over to Stormstormer, and like you said, it's just a hard game to play the Queen of Pain.
What do you think about this like skipping wand thing for some mid heroes? Quap skipped it this game. Do you think it makes sense?
It's just hard to have the slots for it. Is the issue? You know.
I guess if he skips it, he gets 2 null talismans. Then Quap is very mana starved. Could that be a reason why? I guess.
Yeah, that's. I think there are other mid heroes that are less mana starved. They would prefer to just have like the tank ability.
They found themselves a Spartan here. Gonna go for the glimpse, just try to pull him back by a bit more time for Nefric to come over. They'll find a cleanup kill.
That feels good, dude. You're dead, but you're like, oh god, get him, guys.
It's when you get them from the grave. They're some of the best kills.
Surprised he didn't all chat. Fast Manta for
no.
Yusa. Great counter against the Overgrowth if it was on the enemy team, but
it's not a mana
you
shield.
can see Stomanen here. They have silence, the global teleport on in with Wish.
he had mana shield off, and the sentry was there.
Oh, hey, there's the tip. There's your trash talk you're looking for. Not all chat.
That one's a little deserved.
Yeah, that just no mana shield. That's
was his mana low enough that he was probably trying to regain mana up while he snaked.
He was being a greedy boy.
He was trying to probably snake and get mana back, but not take damage. I don't know. It was probably something like that. He probably turned it off to like get mana back while not taking damage, so he maximizes mana. Because it's also important that his mana's maxed. Because then if he gets initiate on, if it gets below ulti level, then you just die, right? So like he's trying to min max there, but he got caught probably.
That's why he got the tip. This is not similar, or this is not the same as last game though, where like Crystallize is far behind, but he's playing on a hero that will eventually pick up that silver edge, and then now you have the counter to the PA. Like, Wraith King's actually quite good against PA. It's not the same like this. Medusa is not at any point like a sick Ursa counter. You just have all of this status resist on Ursa, so you don't really do anything with the Stone Gaze or the Aghanim Scepter. Scotty's okay, but he's a melee hero, and he's a hero that also has a mobility ability, and he can just tear through Medusa at any point in the game.
Yeah.
So is this a case of just outdraft?
No, I mean, I think the draft is better for Brame, but I think in the last game and this one, they played extremely well in the early game. They're just doing a lot better at constricting the map this time. And
but it also just sounds like you really like this Ursa.
I love the Ursa, yeah.
Like, especially like with everything that you just said.
It makes it easier for them to execute constricting the map.
Gets the shard. Before 20 minutes, incredible. Incredible play.
Literally hacking.
No one else could have it, just him. Yeah, that's going to be really effective when he gets aggressive. He bought a Blink Dagger as well. He knows his net worth is so far ahead that he can just be annoying. He's going to blink at Dusa as soon as he sees her.
Power Rangers TP's coming in hot. Amana and Wish in position. Moving their way over up to the high ground, though. Wish is going to give a little poke here. The Yule's coming into play. The back off from the Stone Gaze. Stoneman just going to run away. Nice Dream Coil over onto 3 from Wish. The follow-up here, Nefrit. Following up, they'll be able to use the 3 hold, but it's not going to be quite enough. Stoneman actually able to survive that. Fishman will go down. Salas just getting chipped away at over here on the side. He's next to fall. Toby trying to move away. Kataomi having to use that time lapse. The hunt is on, though. Stoneman is sitting so very low. Nefrit just running after him. Wish gets the kill on Toby. It's a team wipe going over to the side of Brame.
They did such a good job, like, making it seem like they were going to go in. Everybody on the Radiant squad was, like, totally ready for that fight. They popped Epicenter and everything. They popped the Dusa ulti, and then they just walked away. And then they re-engaged again with Ursa in the front, who basically can't die because he's enraged the whole damn time. And then they just crush him with Dream Coil on the Quap dies again.
They take an objective. So that's about as efficient as you can possibly be.
Jump in and silence. They Yules as well. I think that was defensive Yules actually from Weaver.
Dude, entirely wasted Epi.
Yep.
What a team fight.
3-man coil. They followed up with silence on Quap. Easy fight win.
I like that Nefrit immediately runs straight over to the triangle too. Like, his team takes the bot tower, but he's just like, we're against Medusa. We're just running to Roche. We're running to the triangle. Let's go. They're not farming anything. And he's still kind of chilling in the area. Right back to the triangle. Let's go. Oh, just kidding. We're smoking.
They're smoking because they're looking for blood. Samanan sitting up over on the eye spot. Smoke does pop. Kataomi nearby.
I mean, this is not like a smoke to kill somebody who's out farming, because nobody's really out. I mean, Weaver doesn't really count.
They ping out. They know someone smoked because Wish throwing out the orb.
They're looking for like an opening on Dusa, like if they could catch him like sticking his head out a little too far behind the tower, but...
Well, you know where Crystallis wants to live. Like, Adusa wants her triangle.
Yeah, she's got to get out. She's got to get out of base at some point. That's what they were looking for. But.
Oh, there's a BKB on top of this now, too, here for Nefrit. A big old bear. Still about 2 minutes left over on the Aegis. How do you make these moves?
It's difficult. They have bad latch.
Oh god.
Oh man, to dodge the glimpse. That's
Good
hard.
dodge.
That's really hard to do.
There's a PMA.
Yeah, that's a PMA tip right there.
You know?
He's like, oh, I'm impressed, dude. That was good.
Game recognized game, but Nefrit jumping right in here. Just have to be careful of the Stone Gaze. Wish though blinks forward. Manages to go get that off. Big scream over onto the side, but not enough damage. The silence again coming through. They're a bit split over here on the side. I'll follow up with that
He's still
overgrowth.
silent.
Goes into the air. Nefrit's still trying. Spartan somehow still alive here. Wish ticking down a little bit. Looks like he's going to survive. This is looking a little scary here for 11. He's going to teleport away using that BKB, so they'll reset the fight over on the side of Brame.
I mean, it went good for the Radiant squad just because the Ursa BKB was how he chose to start the fight. If you had status resistance there, it probably would have been different because then the Deuce ulti doesn't stun him for like 3 seconds. So really offset his ability to get stuff done in the fight. If he pops ulti instead, maybe Deuce ulti procs, but he can pick a different target or get restunned again and it'll be like no duration. So kind of like really allowed them to disengage. Well, I'm surprised Quap lived though. She was in trouble for so long in that fight.
That upgraded guy and Sanj, I suppose.
And you got Shard as well. That's another way to nicely transition. Maybe another reason Orchid's a bit weak. He just gets a silence for 1.75 seconds. And it does 175 damage for Blink. That's like a cool way to scale the hero with Spell Amp, actually.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is like a big part of the reason why people play with the Sanj and Kaya. Octarine sometimes, Shiva's Guard. I don't know why I pronounce it like that.
There's the rotation coming out from Slamana. They're trying to make moves over on 11. And still not very successful as Nefrit joins into the party. He says, don't you dare touch my teammate. The roll forward coming out from Slamana. Right over to Toby. He's got the Yules. And they should be able to follow up. Toby, though, has his dancing shoes on. They do need some form of detection here. He's going to be right on the corner, hiding into the side, just in case they drop a sentry.
This is a new home. He's
Fine,
not.
where that? Come on. 11, you got anything here? No? Waiting patiently? Oh,
Holy
dear.
shit, he was so ready for that.
He was in his head.
Dude, that was like instantly after,
patience.
actually. I mean, I know they had vision because it was daytime, but still, man. It's like his screen was already there and he was like waiting to click. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's definitely going this way.
This is the only way.
Man, it's so tough for Deuce there. Every time they invade triangle, she has to walk so far to get to creeps. Like all the way into her base, to the right, to the next camp.
He's holding all of his gold on Dusa too because, like, it doesn't really feel like Butterfly is going to be enough. Like, it's not aggressive enough. I almost feel like Daedalus or Scotty and you just, like, bank on kiting. Like, he's indecisive with his item choice because I think it matters a lot, right? On the next item that you get on Dusa, you're going to take one fight and be able to play the game or one fight and lose the game. So it's like, you can't just get a Butterfly right now because Brame are pushing. They're ready to fight.
Did you see that? Dusa throws out 2 snakes. I wonder if she used a Mystic Snake. I was right. Continue.
You have Viper and Boa Constrictor.
Cobra?
So
That doesn't look like a cobra.
Sorry, I don't have a snake book.
Black Mamba?
I don't know what it is.
There's a lot of different snakes. A lot of them out there. You don't really live in an area, though, that would have too
Not a
many.
lot of snakes.
No.
Hit him yet?
Silence plus the
No?
Dream Coil. Gonna be able to hold into place. The roll forward from Slamanen. The snap into the Static Storm. Not sure that was necessary, but I think perhaps they were.
Jenkins, is it
Oh,
crazy
nervous.
not to buy BKB on Quap?
Yes, it's insane.
I'm like really hoping there's a like plate mail is far cheaper and it gives him a lot of survivability. And if he goes like plate mail into BKB,
Plate mail,
I'm gonna
BKB.
be cool with it. But
Yeah, that's cool. Efficiency. All
Yeah.
about that efficiency.
because it's gonna massively increase his survivability in that like that 15 seconds that he's disabled for in a row. Ursa has to hit him for an extra 2 seconds.
Silence
No,
over onto
no.
Toby. Of course, throw strike away. Don't. Oh, they have the detection. The Yule's kick back here from Slamanen.
What just happened?
Glenn?
That's a kill. They got a
I don't
kill.
know.
He was kicked off the map.
He
I
was
believe.
kicked. Yes. Fishman is caught in the trap. He'll be the next one to fall. Get a D-ward off the roll forward from Stoman, and he says, I can see you, Dusa. Gonna follow up, pops that Nanta. We've got the buybacks, though, coming out here. They want to try to protect. Coming on. This time he will fall.
It's like maybe he'll live. Then I saw his HP.
There's been so many times, though, that he's made it out, like, a couple times on both sides, right? Like, the Quap, Storm are barely surviving engagements.
That's a worthy death in my opinion. That's a Quap popping ulti and a buyback from Tree for your death. I think he accomplished a lot in that moment.
I love the energy, too. I love that they're like, we're not losing this one like we lost the last game. If you are going to chain feed to us, we're going to take it. Like, we will dive your base. You're going to have to buy back to beat us right now. Which, I love that energy. I feel like that's exactly what you want when you're a team that perhaps struggles, like, closing out games. Like, you just need to have that
He doesn't have mana
killer
shield on.
instinct.
He still doesn't have mana shield on. Is he turning it off because he's worried about Diffusal Blade or something? I I mean, yeah, it grants you two.
No, I'm not.
Oh, it is on? I'm sorry. Okay, my bad.
Wait, is it just bugged?
Normally there's a circle around it, right? It's probably just a visual bug, that's all.
Is good.
Just got dodging all these attacks, this frickin' evasion, we can't tell. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I was just curious for like play reasons, like if there's a reason he would leave it off.
I mean, I know people turn it on. It's like they usually turn it on and off when they're farming early, not this late.
Not when there's a global threat.
Hey,
like
maybe it's a Crystallis thing. Obviously, very good player, so if he's doing it for a reason, he's doing it for a reason. Anyways, observers point out the butterfly, obviously, and then the Ursa almost has an MKB finished, so he's basically ready to go for solution. He probably just bought it right now. So most of that butterfly is going to be nullified here, unfortunately for him.
that feels real bad, man.
And the worst thing about this item timing on the stat too is like it's
he didn't have it on. It's just the mana shield buff for 250 mana. I see.
Oh, okay, so it was off. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like something they added here. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you clarified. I wasn't crazy.
There's going to be a fight here for this Roche. It's going down very slowly. They'll find themselves Spartan. He's going to be the first one jumping in. So they'll be able to go. They'll take out the Disruptor Nefrit. They'll running. They'll fall with the Dream Coil over onto the backside. They'll be able to take down Fishman. Kataomi's also no longer part. So they're going to buy back the big sonic wave coming out. As Crystallis already has fallen. Stamanen getting a couple clicks here. They throw the Lincolns over onto him. Gonna roll away, and this Roche, which seconds just were in the hands of an entity, is gonna go over to the side of Brame. Roll forward against Stamanen, hoping he can catch anyone, give him a kick back.
It's so hard to fight into them. It looked like the Quap ulti killed Dusa. That's how fast she died when she got focused there. What a tough game.
Yeah, the problem with the butterfly is you got an Ursa that's so rich, he can just buy an MKB.
Yeah. Butterfly's like an amazing item timing at the right. He's got all of his mana drained here, and finally they're like, all right, let's hit him. And it's Ursa. Look at that. Instant mana drain.
Chonking through.
Couple right clicks, couple nukes. It's a cool Quap ult, but they just weren't that competitive in terms of damage. They killed the Disruptor early. That part was really solid. That's an important pick off, but killing the next round of heroes is tough.
As the assault is on in their base. Salas trying to just push off some of these creeps. Pretty difficult, though. We'll have the Treant back up. Moment. Spartan gets the silence, the roll forward. Can they do enough damage? It looks like yes, they can. Crystallis is down, does have that buyback if necessary. Nefrit is just hunting over onto the back line to get the silence over onto Stormstormer. They finish him off. Toby already stalling.
Oh, he lived.
Toby buying back. Nefrit getting clicked away. Again, does have that Aegis. He's coming right back up again. And there's multiple buybacks here. They're very unhappy about it. The silence coming out here from Wish. Nefrit trying to kill someone on his way out. Needs one more hit over onto Toby. Doesn't quite have the vision, though. It's going to have to go turn back around. As they'll be able to take down Toby. Nefrit, though, sitting very low. They'll get the kill. As now they're forced away. Kataomi keeping his eyes over on 11. 11 going to try to teleport out. Not going to be able to finish that TP, though, as they do have the Yules. He's turning around, trying to just take someone down with him. Fine gets the kill on Fishman. But Stormstormer will find the kill on 11.
Oh, man. Treant there to cut the tree down. Guarantees the kill, but gets destroyed after.
It's a lot of buybacks, though.
Poor life.
It was, but they did get a net worth advantage from it. It's not the worst, but obviously it's scary. Yeah, Cheese and Refresher did get used, though. 2 Dream Coils in that fight,
it is.
So not absolute worst. And one of the buybacks was Sanking, too, right? So even though they won the fight, his dieback is basically cleared up here, so it's not the worst.
That is... All right.
That's a little bug zap.
That was, I think, what T would call a cheeky little move.
The old Blink Dagon. Very pro move in 2003.
I mean, that's something that Wish does
2 item hotkeys in a row. Yeah.
Watching that happen, my eyes like immediately gravitated towards the buyback button, just because if I was in that situation, I'd be mad. It's like, I'm fine. Oh, I'm not.
He's so farmed, dude. He hasn't died yet. 8-0 and 13. Playing so good on puck.
This is one of his signatures.
And he didn't play greedy either, you know? He went for like really semi-standard items like Treads, Blink. And he's like, all right, let's buy another safe item, get Lincolns. And then he's like, okay, it's time. I can have some fun now.
Well, it's interesting, too, because he suffered so much during the laning phase up against Stormstormer.
That's true.
Swap, too. So he's found his footing.
But his rotations were great, and his hero is like perfect for this match. So it makes a lot of sense. Like, with careful, smart rotations, he's doing good stuff.
Stamanen, again, finding himself Stormstormer.
He's got the Blink, or the BKB finally.
The Yules, the roll forward, though. There's the BKB, but I don't think this is how you want to use it. Turn back around again. Can they get a kill? Yes, they can.
that's
That's
a
a big one. That's 1,000 gold. Going over to Toby. They drop the silence down and gonna hope to try to get themselves a kill. And they will be able to take down the Sand King. They've got themselves a tree too, so Nefert just gonna go right through here. Stormer though, doesn't have any mana left. Roll on through. Stormer, they have the vision. Gonna throw the Yules forward. 11 joining into the fight. Gets that Bloodthorn off. They need some more damage. They cancel out the TP. Can they kill him? He's ticking down.
Oh, he's dead.
And yes, indeed, he is dead. And Nefert, though, just barely going to survive that engagement.
I didn't realize Nefert was so low from that fight. Holy crap. And Dusa died as well. Yeah,
Get
that's
this
why.
protection coming out from Spartan and Stillman.
Yeah.
Like, get down, Mr. President.
Yeah, you don't
We
want,
gotcha.
You don't want him to get the free kill on
No.
Ursa there. But hey, at least they killed the Puck finally. The downside is all
big.
the gold went to Sand King. I'm sure Quap would have loved 1,000 gold there.
I'm sure anyone would have left 1,000 gold there.
I'll
Oh,
take,
there's
do
a
you have-
regen.
Do you have 1,000 gold, Jenkins? Can I have some?
I have 0.
What's your kill streak right now, by the way? I'll take you out if it gets me a lot.
1.
Oh,
In a
God.
few moments from now.
I'm gonna go for a walk.
Want
I'll see you guys
experience
later.
for the kill, though, so otherwise I...
Wait, am I the one who's getting murdered? Oh
Good
no,
question,
if I have to ask that, then it's not clear. Toby, though, he definitely is getting murdered. And they've got creeps here. They've got plenty of damage. This tower is going to melt, and so is the barracks. Are the barracks.
You know, Ursa has a lot of damage, but there's just something that he's lacking, and if you pair it with him, he becomes an incredible hero.
Nature's Prophet with 18k building
I know
damage,
where you
my
were going
boy.
for. I heard it. I heard
You're right,
you
that's
say
it. That's what I was thinking. It's hitting buildings. You're totally right.
He's
Not-
a big
Ursa
boy.
just can't hit buildings.
Can't.
Well, this
Very
is the last
trying.
tier 3 here. That's
Doesn't stop attacking, dude, the Prophet.
Stormer. He's got the BKB, but he's got to be very careful. All right, they do have the Weaver for the backup. Come on in, the nice static storm getting dropped. Might be able to, 4-man Dream Coil on top of that, just placing them, holding them there. Follow up with a nice tree end ulti though. They're doing a lot of damage. They'll be able to take down Witch. Toby will fall. Big Scream coming out. Stamana somehow still alive. Crystalzo stuck over in the side. They'll turn back around. They want Kataomi, and they'll be able to find
Blind
themselves.
Snake in the game. And as a result, runs out of mana, and then you don't have to worry about him as much because he can't just throw 7 poison attacks on you and lose 600 HP.
I do think the full Vessel on Viper is often a bait, and I'm fairly sure that's like the general consensus among a lot of pro players too, just because I've like literally tried to go for it in games, and people are like, dude, nobody builds Spirit Vessel anymore. Unless you're like against a Timber Saw or something that's really important to have the Vessel against.
Even on like a 4 or something where it just feels like the value add.
For offlaners, it's a bait.
Okay.
It's like you feel like, oh, this is a great Vessel game, I'm going to go for it. And then you end up not scaling at all. Like you'd much rather go for the Urn and then build into like the Dragonlance Aghanim Shard and then be this tower damage hero that scales in like that way on a Viper.
That does way more, surely.
I think so.
Already being pressured quite a bit here. Couple last hits so far. Let's see, Viper doing fine actually. Went for poison attack to zone.
I'm just showing a little bit of harass back and forth right now. Nothing too wild.
I predicted that Viper would feed. He's gonna destroy. That is how she goes. I've heard from a lot of mid laners that Nature's Prophet versus Invoker is very favored towards, well, relatively favored towards the Nature's Prophet, and it's like, why is the question? And literally just damage. That's it. It's like nothing that interesting, and Invoker doesn't really have that much kill threat.
Oh, top lane, Toby sitting very low. Hitomi also putting out a little bit of harassment. Nefert's got the slow final hit. That's gonna be our first blood.
The Orb of Venom PA, the one way to make the hero lane effectively. You get so much slow and you have to get them at the right time. They must have out-harassed the Viper, I suppose.
That's crazy. That's not what you want for a Razor to be giving away first blood to a PA.
No, they might be able to turn this around a little bit. He's fairly tanky. They'll be able to reduce some of that armor. Scatter Blast.
Good defensive bash.
Back in though, Toby.
Oh, he's going for it.
Drain a little bit of that damage. Spartan's got to be very careful. He's forced to use the Fairy Fire. Toby stealing 30 damage.
Not bad. Extra range help. I mean,
They're gonna go back in here. Look at Katomi. Yeah, Spartan right underneath the tower. Can he finish him off though? No, Katomi's not quite there. He might actually die for the tower coming in. Nefrit going to punish him for that greed.
I thought I got him. Oh, again breaks. I've seen like 4 salves be broken in the last minute, I feel like.
Classic carry player. Doesn't care about the salve.
Yeah, I hate that dude.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I salve them and they're like, well, I gotta get this 1 CS that they lose like 300 HP equivalent or something.
Yeah. Well, that's 110 gold spent from you, which is worthless.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't actually hurt them in the slightest.
They could gain 50.
A little bit off the mark here.
That was not a lot of damage.
Come on in, turning back around over on Crystallis. A final hit coming in from 11. They want more. They want Fishman. And they're just stacking up that poison, and down goes the fishy man.
My predictions. I am terrible at my job.
Did they get earned
God.
charges on the Viper? That's the real question. Because if you had earn completed already for Viper, it's going to be a completely different game. Because that's, what, 3 charges that they get out of that?
Yeah, that's insane at this point. So much damage.
Brame drank their juice this morning.
They're destroying.
They've got their game day face. I mean, it's first day of DPC. They got to be pretty excited, ready to go.
All right, this is the one way to beat PA. Actually, you get Vanguard. Because then if you damage block him, you damage block all of his damage, and it doesn't matter how much minus armor he has with Orb of Corrosion at level, like early levels. That's the one plays Vanguard as values against minus armor. And they have so much between those 2 heroes.
Chase down again over onto SSA Spartan. Another click does the trick. And down he goes.
For real though, damage block against minus.
Oh, things are crumbling very quickly here for Entity.
Yo, Jenkins, you're so good at your job.
Jenkins, what did you do, dude?
Stop.
He's got the skeletons. Maybe that'll make a difference.
This is awful.
I mean, they didn't really go on him until he was the first time they went on him, he was level 3 already, so he's already got like 1 corrosive. So he's just like damage, magic resisting them.
Oh, and a courier there too.
Dude, Brame is just like mega outplaying.
Toby, this is gonna be another kill. We're only about 5 minutes into this game, guys, and I feel like Katomi, he wants this kill on Spartan. Does have to be careful though. Doesn't fight more often he could do. Yeah, look at this. The slow, the damage, the cookie on top of it. Oh my goodness, this is looking like a Dead Space cow. And Stamanin is just bullying Crystallis over here too.
I like this build. Just all nukes. He didn't get Devour yet. That's also amplified by Viper's poison attack. All this magic damage that Doom has, so it actually puts it to a pretty respectable rate. And it's so much slow as well. He can just stand next to him with Scorched Earth and it feels good.
Oh, we have a rotation here. They want to finally kill Nefrit, and they'll find it this time around, but they did have to make a rotation.
I wonder if he could have blinked to that creep if he tread switched. I'm not sure. He kind of looked like he accepted his death.
Stormer. Creeping into this middle lane.
So this catapult timing is really important for Brame. They've got Nature's Prophet, so protecting the catapult with the trees, definitely something you want to do. Go for the wraparound.
Stormer. And here, follow up the teleport from Fishman. So much damage though. Can he skid away in time? The save coming out from a Katomi. They get the kill on Stamanin, and they'll protect Stormer.
That feels fine to me because he also protected the creep wave too, so that's like a couple 100 extra points of damage to the tower. Not too bad for him. Still pretty close game, only a 1k advantage for Brame though.
Dude, Crystallis sitting in this lane with Toby is one of the strangest things. I mean, this has got to feel weird. Especially if they die here, like, oh no.
Wish with the rotation over onto Crystallis is going to fall. Somi managing to hit several of these heroes with that charge, and he's a speedy boy. He does have that rune.
I was like, wow, how did he charge somebody else over there mid-charge?
Bot tower is just, it's just dying to creeps.
Well, if he couldn't TP, because he TP'd top, he might as well stick there to cover him, I guess, but yeah, the Wraith King's not doing great. Bottom 5 net worth on him right now.
All right, so here's my question to you guys. Yes, you know, it's still fairly early on. We're only about 7 minutes into the game. How do you slow down this tempo from Brame? How do you make it? Oh, that's one way, I guess, is try to make a little bit of space. Cookie Hop coming out for the save. Sunstrike coming in. Over into Nefrit is not enough. Spartan cleaning up the space cow.
So close to having enough damage. Yeah, killing cores, high net worth heroes is the way to go, but it's kind of tough to do it because you need to... Another salve broken.
Spartan not looking too healthy here, but the follow-up here from Stamanin. Toby trying to just break some ankles. Another slow. The Scorcher makes a very fast get. Turn around, gets the kill on Spartan, but they'll end up losing Toby.
Oh, nice. Oh. That was great then. Kill and a suicide, effectively. Not bad. They're doing okay. 2K gold advantage now. We're going to lose.
Dude,
Oh,
Crystal is... He cannot catch a break.
He's going the Vessel
No
rush,
breathing
too.
room.
Wait, did Stormer just Sunstrike the PA? He just... Yeah.
Oh, we got him with that ward?
Yeah, he got him with the ward.
Nice.
So that's
big.
that's
Well, if you look back, you can see that they had the vision because Wish went and did the Wrath of Nature, and I think he pinged it out during that time as well.
That's just 2 solo kills on both carries.
Yeah, I guess you're right. They did know that they had vision, I think, from the Wrath. So they should have been able to dodge that, I think. Yeah, they're going to get a D-ward here. Spartan does get it, but it's still fine for them. They're still up 2K, making their way towards an Orchid. PA is going to go back for Battle Fear now. Very standard stuff here. Nothing too weird. I think the weirdest item build we've seen is the Vipers. The Spirit Vessel will be certainly good against like Razor, Wraith King, SB type heroes. Lots of HP, kind of hard to kill. Getting percentage-based damage this early is going to be kind of bonkers.
Went for the full Vessel A. Literally everything that I said is wrong.
Yeah, you really anticipated this.
This is...
There's no way he goes Vessel. Everybody knows it's bad.
Oh,
But he's really far ahead, though. Like,
sure, he can get it without delaying his other stuff too much.
dude, I love Ocean Heart.
Well, then again, that's the argument that you say right before you get a Vessel and then throw because you have a Vessel. So
That's true. We gotta wait.
we'll see. I'm traumatized from the flying Vessel.
There's going to be a good like 10 minutes till anybody buys a BKB, so Vessel is going to be good for a while here.
Yeah, true.
All right, well, they're going to go on the hunt here. 11 and SSA Spartan. Smoke will break as they walk into Stormer. They'll drop a sentry immediately. Charge coming out over on Spartan. 11 tumbling toward forward.
Hope he's going in on this.
I mean,
And
Why would he buy Vessel?
all right.
I'm surprised that they committed on that he turned around and went forward because...
I don't know, it felt like one of those things where like he's like, we're making a move, the smoke gets messed up, then he's like, all right, I'm going to mess with them just a little bit, but they were ready to go. And otherwise, it felt like it was a waste to rotate. But
Viper is just not really one of the good heroes in Dota for rotating because just the question is, what do? You walk up and you Tumbler's Toy slow people?
yeah, after like 4 attacks, he's going to be a dead hero.
Yeah.
They'll be
Once
slow.
again, it's where's that hero that's going to latch in place? Where's the hero that's going to make them fight?
You cookie him forward, then he Tumbler Toys forward. And
This is
that's
already
when you
too
get to start your game.
complicated. Sounds like a child.
All you got to do is get within 400 range and you can cast your ulti, okay? That's it. It's easy to do in Dota with a 275 movement speed hero.
So Wish is not building Latch, but he is building an Orchid, which will give some sort of pick-off threat, some sort of a disable, so that's definitely something.
That was a cookie from Spartan, but there's still a Space Scout charging in.
I've seen a lot of Sunstrikes miss this game. Except for that one where he sniped PA, that was cool.
Yeah, that was a very important one. I mean, he's almost top net worth.
The evasion. Dagger comes out immediately. They get the Doom over onto the Space Scout. Spartan's still alive somehow.
Oh, that was so sick.
Ooh, Cookie hop forward again. They might be able to turn this around. Get the kill on Fishman.
The Dispel broke Inkswell early. That's the only reason he lived there. So cool. But he lived, so less cool. But cool.
You are trading a Doom for kill on Grimstroke, though.
Ooh, Viper Strike right by. All right, that's not last, but that's a kill. There we go.
I say latch so many times until everybody knows it.
Yeah.
It's a cool term, though. Like, it makes sense because we have roots, we have stuns, but, like, the concept of it, I think, is really
It's a more
interesting.
complex way to say stun already. Oh, Orchid reveal here.
Thanks, well, followed up. Cookie hop out of the way here. Fishman is just getting wailed upon. Come on, and just gonna chase him down and Wish gets the final.
Did you do that on purpose?
What?
He's getting wailed upon. He's
What?
Fishman.
Oh, no. Good. There's
I'm glad I could crack Jenkins up with that. That was not intentional, but I think I've killed him now.
I thought you did that on purpose.
You just latched Spirit Breaker with 2 poison attacks.
No, that's not how that works. Perch, please.
He's wailing.
Oh, he's just bashing away. I can't quite make it out.
This is
No.
pretty close, actually.
Didn't quite anchor the team fight with the whale.
Anchored Nature's Prophet back in the fountain. for
Is that
about
going to be
20
what you
seconds.
think about now every time? Is you're going to try to come up with a new pun for that?
No, that was you. You have to do that now. It's a trend.
Oh, Razor rushing the BKB. Boring, but you gotta do it, unfortunately.
It's so boring. I mean, the problem with offlane Razor is that, like, at some point, you need a BKB to fight. So if you go for, like, a Yasha, and then you can't, you're just losing, then your other two core positions get the farm because they're, you know, the mid and the carry. They're going to demand for it. But then you also can't fight on Razor, and you can't farm, so what do? You lose. So you just rush BKB on Razor. It's very boring, but very good. Wow, that's a fast cow.
That is indeed a fast cow into the Sunstrike, and there's a hit. Down goes
He deserves that kill, Wishman. Our Fishman.
Wishman.
Wishman fishing for the wish kill.
Fishman.
Fishman, he's legit carrying this game. And I wanted to say this earlier, but it's very easy to forget about 5 positions because just who cares? But the rotation towards the top lane that he made, where the lanes were going absolutely horribly for Entity, that getting a few kills, breaking open that area was super important, and I feel like he's involved in all of these kills.
Was it worth it, though, to have Crystallis move up to the top lane during that time period, though, too?
Crystallis is having a real rough one.
He bought his own sentry there, too. He got the D-ward. That was cool.
People are doing that. That's a
It's a lot of golden
big
experience,
trend
you know?
these days. Finally, I mean...
Thank God.
He bought 2 as well, so he's aiming for the late game.
Dude, these supports...
Did you see that?
Good cookie, yeah.
That was insane.
It was a great cookie. Following up with Morty's kisses. Can they get the final hit over onto Katomi?
Oh, it was... Oh!
Oh, there it is.
Dude, that was insane. It's like he cookied at the perfect time, so the cookie stun actually stunned the SB. I don't know, it works. It can work.
I know, okay, I know I'm sounding really biased because I said Entity was going to win at the start, and literally everything I said was wrong, but you are trading 2 TPs to the bot lane for a Spirit Breaker. Like, this is the 4 and the 5 position that are running around getting kills like this.
Gonna get a replay on that cookie here. All right. This with the Inkswell. Just at the right
Crap.
That is
time.
pretty sick. I mean, that's pretty.
That was
sick.
really close.
That is
I thought he was
sick
going to get
cookie.
bashed for sure.
Was that intentional is the next question? Or was he just
I
trying
mean,
to get away
you try
faster?
for it. You try for it.
I mean, he was busy. He literally scatter blasted, and the moment it was done, he turned and jumped. It was like, still impressive.
That's a good question,
The
depending
timing
on
is
who ends up winning the match, you know?
Remember that one time, 2.5 hours ago, when you
Please
got
take the
charged
timestamp for
and
us,
you used
Bird.
Cookie? Was that on purpose?
Those were the days.
And I also feel like you're always
2.5
going to
hours
say
ago.
yes. That's not something they say no. That was totally, like, you want to look cool. You want to be the cool guy in Dota. You want to say, yeah, that was totally intentional. I knew it. I knew the exact timing. With the Inkswell plus the everything else.
Yep. He already knew what the movement speed of the Spirit Breaker, whether or not he skilled Bulldoze was, etc.
Yeah, he's just doing that mental math.
Well, you
know?
can tell because
This isn't NA math. This
the
is
bulldoze
EU math.
duration. So you just look at the.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, it's 8 seconds at all levels, and I knew that.
Of course.
The color of it changes depending on the level in it.
Dude, the lighting behind you right now is hilarious when you keep looking up like that. It's very creepy.
Thank you.
Toby looking to potentially pressure or gank here. It's like that tough thing about playing off lanes when the tier 1 tower's dead and people actually play in this lane that you want to go up there and get the creep wave and potentially gank, but you could just get swept up on at any moment, just like the Viper's about to here.
I have the vision now. The Sunstrike not going to connect, but they will be able to charge, throw it a meatball, and eventually 11 is going to die to Stormstormer.
He's rich. He's got BOTs as well.
He's fallen off though.
Oh, that's true. His net worth dropped a lot, but
But the PA is not a hero that's supposed to be, you know, farmed at this point. Like, you farm after you get the Battle Fury, right? So if PA is in the top 3 net worth, I think you're pretty happy at this point, just because the hero has arguably the strongest 3-item power spike in the entire game. It's like hard to come up with another hero that's better than PA.
I assume you're also referring to Deso BKB as his next two.
Yeah, so BKB, yeah.
Yeah.
Although people are going for, I do see like Mantha, Scotty, Basher, like no BKB sort of thing. They're like the Mantha.
But don't they usually have save when they're doing something like that?
FYI, guys, you should not buy the Blightstone after the Orb of Corrosion. They do not stack. You could get his first Mithril Hammer 300 gold sooner. Huge mistake
Thank
if
you,
they lose.
Bird.
This
Thank
is
you
why.
Nefrit, when you are watching this cast, you made a huge mistake.
Terrible.
You should
Terrible
contact
miss.
Purge Game. There he is.
There it is, jump forward, though, the
that
stomp
jump.
coming out from Stalanen. And they get the Doom off, but over on the back lines, oh, Nefrit somehow still going to survive as they'll get the kill on Stormstormer, and they're going to turn back around and get the kill on Katomi.
Well, he didn't survive because of the Blightstone, but that was still really good play. Insane play by the Doom. He's got Blink at this point. He didn't have much Devour either, so that's just from playing a great game. He's 3-1-5. Jumps in, ravages the whole team. Doom's the Invoker, no follow-up potential. That was cool.
I was telling Jenkins earlier because he's saying like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to learn more about each of these players. I said, Stalanen is definitely a player to watch out for. He makes some nice moves. Ooh, over into the tree line, hunting himself a Toby. Still can't quite find him though till he gets out. Gonna slow a little bit, turn back around. They have a charge on him.
Watch out, that Viper's a massive 375 movement speed with boots of travel. He's gonna catch up.
It is just tough being
All
a
right,
snake.
Mr. Snark, my goodness.
I mean, I love Viper. Oh, sorry, he's got a win lace. He's 395 right now.
I know you. We did a content
like the
piece at
Viper.
one point, and you asked all Viper
was about
questions.
lore.
Yeah,
That was the one I knew that.
yeah. You rigged the deck against me.
I don't know if they ever showed those, did they? I don't know.
Well, you definitely rigged it.
So many TI content pieces, never
Never to see the light of day.
Did you get any interviews at TI?
Huh? Yeah, they cut all of them.
I don't know why. Was it the sweatpants?
You know, I had a thought. You ever have these moments in life where
It's the first time for everything.
you're just looking around and you think, what the hell am I doing with my life? How did I end up here?
And you got that just now? Yeah.
I got that when you started talking about Viper facts. And I was thinking,
Viper lore.
why is my brain thinking, oh yeah, this makes sense?
God, I have to keep walking away from you guys. I'm too short. I can't see the monitor,
It's fine.
and I have to go to one of the big things over here. But it feels awkward because I try to look at you when I'm talking and the game.
Yeah.
I need to be taller.
Game has kind of stabilized. It's not really popping off in either direction, but
It's about a 3K net worth lead right now over the side of Brame. They'll bait and effort a little bit, see if anyone will show up and try to make some moves.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, obviously there's still a Prophet who's a semi-carry, but PA's the obvious gank. Kill that guy, you have a better chance to win, so even though he's right next to his tower, this is a good way to safely play his lane.
another factoid that I've heard from a lot of pro players, Nature's Prophet players in particular, is that the hero actually out-carries a lot of typical carries in the late game that you wouldn't necessarily expect just because his stat gains are ridiculously good.
Best
And-
base model and ability draft, yeah.
Yeah, he's an amazing base model. And so, yeah, PA Nature's Prophet is formidable late game, especially with the Doom on the back of that.
Someone about to get latched.
Oh, it's not Fishman.
Hop forward there. There's the cookie, like Burge was talking about, and they have a stomp, so.
The stomp actually helps a lot from the Doom 4. It's really, you don't talk about it as much for like Doom 3, but as a support, it's still a great ability. 15-second AoE, 2-second stun. It doesn't do much damage, but who cares? The stun's huge.
It's just another nice thing to add to the toolkit, basically.
For sure.
Double damage, though, over on Crystallis.
Hitting buildings, going armlet into AC. Interesting build.
You know what you can do with Doom? If you get the Aghanim Shard and somebody's at the right level for it, which is very strange, level death, whatever that got added back into
That's
the game.
not-
Anyway, you
It
can
used to be level death.
you
Yeah, it
can
used to be.
stun them with that, stomp them, and then stun them again with it. Once you have the Aghanim Shard.
With a
So
1-second downtime. Oh,
I think there's no downtime if they're at the correct level. You
I
can
don't
do
think
them.
that's right.
Somebody told me that, so that was
This is
whoever.
why you need to both log into the lobby so you
I
can
don't think
click on
that's
things
right.
and read them.
I'm pretty sure that's right. Dude. There's no.
There's no way one person was wrong.
Oh boy, that is a dead fish, man. And Crystallis needs to be careful too. The force forward. Can they get the vision on him though? He's hiding in the tree line here. Wish coming forward. They walk right into him. Look at that silence off. Cookie up forward over onto 11. The BKB over on Toby. He's going to try to drain as much as he can away. But he is, of course, doomed. The body block's coming out. They'll get the kill on Sman. This is looking. Oh, he gets the denial using the Forge Spirits. Nefrit now needing to be a little bit careful because Crystallis is back up and running here. Look at that damage coming off of this Wraith. I almost said Skeleton King. Oh, God.
Careful.
You said
Please.
level death and my brain
lost.
starts just rebooting. It's to say Spartan next to die. It's a triple kill now for Stormer.
What a fight there. I mean, PA doesn't have BKB yet, right? So, oh, he did actually pop it in that fight.
He did.
They've got BKB, but only Battle Fury, so his damage is just okay. But he understands you have to get BKB this early sometimes if your opponents are hitting a timing. Pops it there, but the fight doesn't go quite perfect. Start off with some okay damage against Wraith King, but this plate mill build that he went for was very smart against all the minus armor they have.
And he baited perfectly in that fight too, right? Like you build into armlet plate mail. Like what does your hero do? You don't do damage. You tank.
But
And so
deny.
the way that he stands in the trees there, like baiting them all in, and then they kind of go on him. The BKB on Wish gets kited, and then with the Alacrity, like you don't need damage on Wraith King because he's going to do damage from the Invoker.
And it's just so good when you have two lives that each life you have huge amounts of HP. So if they are really one-sided in their damage types, then going this like fast AC build afterward is really cool. I like it. So that evens up the game a bit. Net worth on Invoker is still really high due to his Midas, but Prophet and PA are also relatively competitive, and now Viper is going to go for BKB afterwards. Get his follow-up items.
You know, one thing that has changed in Dota in the last like year or so with the buffs to Spirit Breaker is that a lot of the time when you're playing against a Nature's Prophet, this bot lane would be a huge issue for you, where you have to send somebody down here to deal with it. You have a Boots of Travel on your Invoker, that's fine, okay.
Somebody's got to carry dust, guys. You can't just drop all the sentries like that.
He's just walking away. All right, very cool. Nice Shadow Blade on your 4 Spirit Breaker.
Is that what you guys were expecting to see being built for?
That's one of the things that that T-Gov talked about, yeah, was Shadow Blade. Just because of the mobility, that it increases your charge damage. It means that if they don't have sentries, they don't see you charging across the map. That part's really big too.
Silver Edge too against both the Viper passive and the PA passive.
That's true. Yeah,
That's really important.
Get a Soulbind over in the mid lane.
Just defensive, it looks like.
Just trying to protect Crystallis.
And yeah, that's the thing. He can charge through, kill the creep waves, because it one-shots creep waves now if you're fast enough, and then he just walks away while still in Viz.
That is exactly what I was saying about like the Nature's Prophet on the
Ooh,
bot
he was
lane.
going for that Doom.
He just wanted to waste his Doom on a Linken's.
Oh, he stopped.
That's true, he does have a Linken's.
There's also an Aegis. There's a Linken's and an Aegis on top of it. There's quite a few layers that you need to peel back
Only
on
waited
that
like a
particular
quarter of a
onion.
second. Doom would be on cooldown, and he would still be able to blink away.
I think that I'm fairly confident that that was like a debate. Like he was.
Think so?
The TP was a little strange, but it was a Viper TP. He's got Boots of Travel, so he doesn't give a shit about TPing to a lane. Like, oh, he wasted TP, whatever. It's like off cooldown now.
Oh, Yules for Doom. So a way to... it's such a good counter against SB anyways, because you not only interrupt charge, but you dispel his Bulldoze. So disables afterwards are better. But he can also use it to break Linken's. It's a double whammy here. Really good purchase there.
Wish snapping up the rune over here. Does have his own Shadow Blade online. And the net worth is really evened out.
Does he have the tree talent on Nature's Prophet? Why is there so many trees in every lane? He does! On a core Nature's. You don't see that very often. I mean, look at his items. It's all damage items. Usually you go for the attack speed.
He's picked up the shard. I mean, his team has really bad wave push, though, actually. It's Doom. PA's okay.
Uh-oh. This is looking like 11. Is it going to be able to move out in time? But over on the back end, nope. All right, jump forward here, coming out from the PA. The BKB over onto Toby. They've already taken down 11. Well, the Sunstrike, they've latched them together. They need to decide where they want to go. This is looking a little scary here now for Nefert. Crystallis gets himself a double kill. Spartan pulling Nefert still alive. Wish having to pop that BKB to run away to safety is. Toby's going deep into this base. He wants this Nature's Prophet. Get the fortification now. The silencing trap. Two of them over into the tree line. There we go. There's another kill here coming out. Toby will fall. And they'll be able to go get a kill on SSA Spartan before getting a kill on Katomi.
Oh no.
Crystallis, though, he's fighting the skellies. I mean, it's not the skellies, it's the trees this time. The summons coming right back up again. He's going to get held into place. The break. Can they do anything else, though? I can't tell. It's just a very...
Stone cold. He's like, I'm out.
He had no emotion on his face. He knew he was
the
out.
lighting looks terrifying.
That's a little creepy.
It's like some Final Destination thing.
Yo, they got a really cool gamer place. I can't remember what it's called.
A boot camp?
Yeah, they're...
A play
it's like,
place? This is McDonald's, dude.
It's cool there. All right, that's one of the things you look for when you're joining a team. Okay. Oh, he's going to go Ags on Viper. I've literally played Ags Viper versus Wraithing. It's you just ulti him constantly, and he's like, oh, 5 out of 10 seconds, I'm slowed by 80% through BKB. He just bought a BKB. He's gonna counter the man.
That's so good.
You just hit him with the ulti.
Yeah. And then he respawns.
Oh, and against Razor as well, because Razor's all like, I pop BKB, I'm running in. Drop the ulti on that guy, disengage your support or whoever, he only gets like 30 damage. It's like SD, getting like SD Ags against Razor, it's the same thing. It sucks to play if you have a way to slow them through BKB.
I believe that players better than me would have words for this Viper build. That's
all you're gonna say?
That's it. Like,
okay.
I believe that this did... He's a support now. And I think that he didn't have to be. I do think it is. I think when you own the lane that hard, you should be carrying way harder at this point, and he should be like top of network.
So you think the Spirit Vessel is bad?
I literally got coached by Aoi, and the game looked exactly like this, where I utterly stomped the lane, and then I bought a Vessel, and then I fell off literally exactly like this because I was like trying to support my team. But the way that you support your team is by being top net worth and carrying. Yeah, but it's
How
the
do
thing
you
is,
do that as Viper though?
you know, Dragonlance, Assault Cuirass. Like, you can even get, like, a Scotty. You just go for, like, a right-click build. It's a weird thing to do as an offlaner because, like, a lot of the time, like, you're rushing BKB first, right? You're just this, like, damage soak. You're a support. You're, like, a support with some items. But sometimes, like, when your game is going so well, you can actually transition to be a
God,
carry.
look at that dip.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower
Two
has
twins. Viper and Razor equally scum by some players. I like both.
Hey,
Or scum.
are Ogre Magi twins?
They would be Siamese twins,
They
right?
would be.
Yeah, that's a form of twins.
So they
but
are
just more rare.
twins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? Who's arguing this point against
I'm
you?
just. It's just a question.
Look at that fast cow.
He's a big ball.
Did a lot of damage to Ancients with 50% magic resistance. Ooh.
Spirit Breaker is definitely one of the more edible heroes in the game.
I don't know. I said Spirit Breaker when you asked the question about which Dota hero is most edible, but he's got some weird mystic crap going on. I don't
Mystic
know.
stuff.
Does
is
that
a-
make him less
Like, you
delicious? I
know-
feel like that would make him more delicious. Hold that thought, though. Cookie Hop coming forward here, trying to save Nefrit, but they have so much damage. So BKBs come out. Crystal is jumping in. They pop their own BKB. Spartan's going to fall. Toby next. As they're trying to just desperately get behind their tower and try to reset this fight.
Look, I'm not memeing here, but the Grimstroke latch against PA is such a good counter because he just can't jump around on who he wants to. He can't use Blink Strike. It goes through BKB if you get it on ahead of time. It's such a good counter. He basically has to use BKB just to run away every single fight, and then he's not going to feel comfortable going in.
Dire's middle
Yeah, it makes the
tower
Razor's job a lot easier. Like, there's no counter. I mean, you can double link now too on Razor. That used to be bugged out where it didn't work. Although I just watched the Spirit Breaker use ult on the Grimstroke, ulti, and it looked like it only went on the initial target, not the secondary target. So,
Possible.
yeah, I don't know if that was because it was like right after the ulti ended or something like that, but
PA going Lincolns, which I think against Grim is a great choice. Either Link
Razor
or
as well. Spirit
yeah.
Breaker, it's amazing actually, amazing choice.
Can't wait for him to finish the Ags. Really excited about this. Like literally the one game that I bought Ags against like a bunch of melee heroes, it felt so good.
There's that Yule buying Spartan a little bit more time. 11 following up. They get a kill on Fishman in another lane. Stalos, though, he's hitting real hard. It's looking a little bit scary here as he gets another kill on Stamanen. There's going to be those long-range kisses. We'll be able to take down the Wraith King one time. Silence coming out here from Fishman. He wants this kill. It's going to be Crystal. He wants it instead. And they'll find themselves a kill on Wish over in the mid lane. Brame is just starting to crumble. They got a buyback now from the Doom. Nefrit needs to be so careful. They're stunning him into place. This is looking very, very spooky as they are leashed up
Again.
together. That's a dieback now.
Oh,
Leashing
double.
right onto another target, over onto Viper. It is a sad-looking three-legged race right now.
my God.
And they take down Nefrit. They're going to be able to grab themselves a Viper, too, because they're going real hard for this here. Even going to throw out a Sunstrike. Not even needed. They throw out the high five.
Wow.
Katomi will do.
That
Definitely good one,
first
though.
charge, like that charge on PA set up everything. Charge into the Wraith King stun, into the Grimstroke ulti, then the guy dies, then he gets relatched by Viper who's too close to him. Oh, that must have felt awful.
It's one of those.
Feels real good if
things,
you're the
though.
Grimstroke player, though. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a nice.
look
fight.
at my spell doing things.
Yeah. Grim is one of those heroes that gets to just live vicariously through others. It's like, yes, double your spells up. Yes, go in with my bubble. Very exciting.
But I also feel like Rubik's one of those heroes, but it just thrives off the enemy, right?
Yeah.
How do you get them off these buildings?
You got to respawn first. Helps.
Yes, thank you. Thank you,
And
Purge.
so tanky.
I believe losing, and then when you start the next game, you get another set of them to defend. It's an option.
That is looking pretty rough right now. A 12K net worth lead currently at 32 minutes in. We go for a little cheeky smoke play, it seems. See if they can perhaps sweep and catch someone on their way out.
Bit of a last-ditch effort, Hail Mary, because
And they've also got some wards up too, so they're probably going to try to sweep their jungle, try to gain a little bit of this back again.
Hey, remember when Viper Doom stomped their lane?
yeah, I do remember that. This is what Lacoste said Brame's kind of like MO is. is that they do very well in the early game, and then they can't close out a game.
It's like they'll be able to finish off Fishman at the very least, but
wait.
Doom over on the back lines. Wish is going to fall to Crystallis. Summoning falling Stormer is looking like a dead Spartan.
They just get ran at here. Oh, he gets that one good. That was cool.
Look at them just trying to hide in the trees. Oh, this feels very bad if you're Brame. Buyback now from Wish. This is still looking very bad. 11 will fall. Nefrit desperately hoping they're not going to be able to find him here in this tree line. He's trying to get over and up, but Katoya had the vision. That BKB not going to be enough to save him. Wish has bought back. He's trying to just make some sort of plays around the map.
They just have so many run at you heroes, and when you get a net worth advantage on those heroes, and you dive at least a little successfully, it just feels awful on the Brame side. Like, they need, like...
You know, the Wind Ranger is a really good solution, so I also just hate Necrophos.
Hey, are you the famous Purge gamers that hosted the Ability Draft tournament?
That's not me.
No, that's the other Purge.
Okay.
There's like 3 of them in an A, you know that, right?
Really?
Yeah, there's 3 of them. One is extremely toxic, too. You don't want to run into that one.
Is that this one?
You can't run from the venomous one.
I'm about to be toxic.
Ooh, all right.
He misses block.
Ah, Stormstormer.
too
That's
slow.
it. I think that's GG. Go ahead and call this one. Ooh.
Oh, the strategical
Oh,
let
into the
block.
tower.
How can he possibly get the last hit when you got Death Pulse?
Oh!
Dude, Stormstormer's so good. That's actually next level.
Wind Ranger actually does have... It's okay. Yeah, it's actually badly that 51 plus 2. Do you think it's tactical, really? No. There's no way, right?
I don't know. I mean, he is like 10k MMR, so I'm going to go ahead and say sure, it's tactical.
Oh,
Yes,
got-
it's tactical. That
got all
was
those last hits.
Look at him. Where's Wish ranked on here? In terms
Level 2.
of-
he's high rated. Oh wait. All right, I see.
I don't know the
I
answer.
see.
I gave an answer.
I mean, you weren't incorrect.
He's
but
top
that was
100.
not the answer I was looking for.
He's been higher rated. I think when Tinker was popping off at the start of this
Oh
patch,
yeah,
he
his
was
Tinker is
a little bit higher.
legendary.
When Wish isn't playing Tinker, you know that it's not as good as it once was. Although I do think it's still good.
That's funny how there are certain heroes that certain players just absolutely still gravitate towards. And I mean, that the same thing could be said for the Monkey King, right? Like, not as popular as it used to be, but definitely a Crystallis special.
Just some limitations to what it can do. It's a little bit more popular. Obviously, much more popular as a support, but as a core, you kind of want to get the right lane set up to be able to bully your opponent. And against a ranged hero like Prophet, it's not quite there.
I definitely heard, I want to say it was Purge who said this. Or no, it's probably Jenkins. Jenkins
know.
says the way the way to outlatch a latch is to have more latch. Or something to that effect.
SVG is never going to tell us a word again.
I've said a lot of latch words. That really could have been me.
It was definitely him.
It was probably you.
I think it was, yeah, I don't know.
A little too chaos for me, I think.
What ails you?
Look at all those easy right clicks. Do you ever like take a tower hit like that and you're like, it was worth it? But in reality, it never is.
Yes.
It's like 100 and
I feel like that's a mid laner thing to do that, because you just,
get
if you're in a
head.
side lane taking tower hits at 2 minutes, like what are you doing with your life?
This man doesn't even need to buy a model. He's so broken.
I hate this hero.
He's not broken though.
No, it's not, but it's a very easy hero. The problem with Necrophos is, what do? You just win the lane
Yeah.
and then slowly, pathetically run at people. This is a crazy gank.
The roll forward here from Stominen. He's gonna get the slow off. Be careful though, Wish. Going through some of these bottling.
Oh, that's
Just
a
keeps-
nice creep camp to get.
Oh, it is.
Oh, well, first blood gets drawn first by Nefrit, but they do eventually manage to get the kill on Stormstormer in the mid lane. That's a bit surprising.
They do trade out, at least, so it's the Lunadyne, not the support. So it's not the absolute worst, but... I mean, either way, 19 last hits on Stormstormer. Dude is winning his lane in terms of last hits. He did die, but...
Roll forward down here. They're reducing that armor over on 11. He's going to pop the Fairy Fire. Crystallis still giving off a couple of these clicks. They do have plenty of damage coming out from these trees as well as they're chasing down Fishmen. Can they turn this around? Levin having to be a bit careful again, sitting a bit low. Just a trading of blows here in the bottom lane.
That was such a nice mid rotation. I gotta go back to it. Like, the reason that he's able to do that on Earth Spirit is because obviously the dive happening from Stormstormer sets that up, but you have a Nature's Prophet in the off lane, a hero that can just zone the support with trees. And then you're solo versus a Monkey King, who is a melee hero, doesn't like being against ranged heroes. So Nature's Prophet's fine to be left alone there. And Necrophos not exactly a hero that can run away from a gank. He's so slow. So really good to identify that.
Spartan does have one of those little bugs on him.
He missed that skill shot. Did you see that?
He did, yeah. That really viscerally angers you, doesn't it?
No, it was a great dodge. He didn't have an opportunity to do it. He's following up on Sakuchi. Like, there's no disable setup to land the Gale. Nothing wrong with that.
You're not getting what you came for.
Another roll down to the bottom lane. Not going to be able to quite connect over onto Chrysalis.
Hoping for the roll and punch into the tower. Would have been good. Bit curious that Toby went for 1 point Gale. Does a lot more damage level 2, but his ability to harass down
I mean,
makes me easier.
they're doing just fine here in this lane.
Nice block there with the Plague Ward too.
I will give you my offlaning knowledge.
That was very, like, aggressive sounding. All right.
Okay.
Tell us.
When you want to leave your offlaner, you would rather go 1-2-2 on Veno so you can leave them alone. That would indicate to me that Weaver wants to be active.
Popping the one charges. The rotation, though, coming out here.
I'm sorry.
Kill on Toby, and now Kataomi being held in the trees as Storminen and 11 slowly but surely hunt down this little bug. Oh, they don't. Oh, they do. There it is.
Nicely done.
That's
Earnest Shadows
That
charges
is-
there, boys.
exactly why you rush that item. Very convenient getting those early charges. At 5 minutes into the game, it does a ton of. This is like 200 and something
I
damage.
won't even talk about like the time. I would say like he's got 2 abilities that do like what tops like 200 magic damage.
Trying to cookie hop break some ankles here, but I think Wish has more than enough damage.
But with each urn charge is 200 damage. It's like literally 3 skill points every time you use it or something. It's like 2 skill points basically.
Yeah.
Each urn charge is just so insane right now.
11.
TP'd in.
Oh, he has no TP scroll.
He does not, and he's about to be
Mambo.
very dead. They send him back on a free trip to the fountain.
The bug stole the kill though.
And that is on the catapult wave too. So
It's not what you want to be doing.
giving a Veno a lot of tower damage, if not the tower, off of something like that.
That's actually a huge thing. A lot of times when I'm like looking at clips for Weatherman, it's like a lot of snowballing happens from like a kill like that like opens a window where now you're not there to simply defend against the catapult wave, and then your tower dies earlier, and then it just cascades so fast. That's like why the top players just make such big differences, because they get those big kills.
Spartan throwing out the kinetic field. Manages to hold 2 of them into place. The Storminen following up. Vision, follow up on Toby. They don't want to give this tower up. They don't want to allow him to keep putting down these lovely, lovely wards everywhere.
Dire's middle tower is under
He dies, but this is the dream if you're a Venomancer, though. It's like you're just the most toxic hero in the game. Your wards are so annoying to run through, and you're forcing 4 heroes to come kill you because you're pressuring the tower, and that follows from that dive in the kill that we saw earlier. Like 4 heroes chilling up here for Brame.
Doesn't this just buy time for Luna though? Luna rotated obviously to help there, but still.
Yeah, but you're on the other side. You've like Necro and Monkey King, who are both farming, and like not heroes that really want to leave lanes either. Not at this point.
Top lane. Some moves being made over onto Spartan. Be able to collect themselves a kill. Rotation though, following up here from Wish to get the silence and try to burst down Toby here using that focus fire. Gonna be able to do it? Yes, they are. Can they get off enough damage now for Kataomi with Rapid Nature? Yes, they can. The follow-up power shot from Wish will take down Fishman.
He's gonna live, yeah. That was cool. Dude, he just stood his ground after the focus fire, and I was like, what's he doing? But he just knew his limits, dude. He knew Prophet ulti was coming. Start slapping that guy. That was cool. Great gank.
I was in a pub the other day with a Prophet spammer, and the guy asked a support to kill a ward because it made it so that his ult couldn't connect like this.
Yeah.
It's so funny. These Prophet players know like the literal vision you need to have on the map to maximize the damage.
Yeah. I've had that happen sometimes if I like random Prophet. It's like you drop the ulti, and you're like waiting for it to come, and it just never does. And
It's
you're
just
like,
one
oh.
creep away from hitting.
I've seen that happen before too. You're like, oh, about to hit a
Max
guy
damage.
with a
Yeah.
Dagon 6 or some shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That's very cool. Not to mention that it also like reveals your wards very easily, because like, you know, you ulti and it catches some guy in the jungle, and you're like, well, I know where the ward is now. There's some downsides, yeah. All right, Necro going for the 4-0-4
What is
build.
this build? This is the greediest thing I've ever seen.
I mean, but this is the thing, right? Like, he's going to gank side lanes at 325 movement speed. Like, the only way this works with his ulti is like if somebody dives tower and he gets the TP in, basically. I mean, Hood's standard. Super, super standard. It's not that weird.
The build.
But he won his lane, right? He's got way more net worth than his opponent.
I mean, it's Chad. I like it. It's just I've literally never seen somebody do this before, other than in Herald. But
I just feel like are your opponents going to make the mistake, basically? And who's going to gank his lane for his ulti to be good anyways, right?
he's just playing for greed. Like, he's playing to hit creeps. Like, we saw him do it on Queen of Pain as well.
I mean, he does this on. He's a greedy player, Stormer. I
It's
know
fair.
in past tours too. Like whenever he'd play his Invoker, he would just kind of go off by himself and just farm. And you know, that's at the time too. That is really how you wanted to be playing the Invoker. But like, it was just interesting to see the way he interacted with his team as well.
To each their own. If it works,
It works for your team, yeah.
It's cool how they did this. They spotted the observer wards. They know it's a little bit dangerous to engage. They were going to do Sakuchi into egg with follow-up from Necro.
Egg? Cookie?
Yep.
Also an
Circle.
edible thing.
There are eggs in cookies.
Now, is Phoenix considered a double edible because it's an egg and a chicken?
Talking about drugs or food?
What?
It's a double edible. Is that what you meant?
Yes, that's not. I was thinking of food.
Now you're
you
a
know?
drug expert. First it's snakes, now you're a drug expert.
Don't know much about drugs.
Yeah, well, you didn't know
Who
much about
are
snakes.
you?
I know a
I
lot
haven't
about
seen
Dota
you
2.
for like
That
a
drug,
month.
ooh. I
You
shoot up
become a
Dota 2
whole
all the
other
time.
Best kind of
person,
drug.
dude. A little bit off the mark here, so we'll turn around. Use the Nova over onto Stomanen. Kataomi trying to get these final hits off, but he is prevented. He's going to get tamed over here in the corner. They'll get the kill over onto Stomanen.
Oh, nice.
Kataomi, though, able to use that time lapse to escape.
That was great. That was perfect representation of
in.
support Weaver right there.
Seeing what else they can find here. Spartan getting left behind. Drops a ward, just they have the vision. Cookie up forward, not going to be able to quite connect. Wish over here on the low ground. Courier does fall. Those kisses coming in hot, though, with the stun, the scythe. And that's a dead Spart.
He just wanted more mana. That's all. That's the only reason he did that.
You know, maximum
Kill?
efficiency.
He's going to power farm these kills into another defensive item, yeah. Yep. That's Necrophos.
He's got his bots
I don't
now.
understand why you think this hero's cool.
Because you don't need to, I mean, this is good. Stormer, he can play Invoker, these like super high skill heroes. Obviously, this does not apply to him, but it's because you don't need to be good. You just own the lane, no matter what. And I think you have to go for Boots of Travel on Necro, otherwise he's like literally too slow to play the video game.
I tried to solve that problem too a couple ways. Like it does feel like you need BOTs, but like
Feels like you
maybe
need
there's
Yules,
other
too.
ways to do it. Yeah. Oh,
Ooh, they
catch him.
cut down the tree, and they're looking like they're going hunting for a Monkey King. Styles doesn't land the Boundless, but I'm not certain he definitely does not survive this here.
He's gonna know, yeah. That's very obvious, the ward. He was approaching the tier 1 tower, but smart of them to ward that in anticipation of this moment. And now Toby can try to defend it.
Ooh. Teleports are coming in. Oh, nice
Nano
lash
blast.
over to the side. Followed up with the power shot. It's dead Toby. The roll forward again from Stomanen.
He's got the BOTs. He's medium speed now. Watch out.
Watch out, indeed. Fishman over here in the corner trying to prolong his existence, but they will snuff out his candle of life there.
Do you think you should have sat behind tower and like put more wards down before you went outside? What do you think, Jenkins?
I think he was getting dove. I mean, this...
They wanted that tower. They were just going
Yeah.
for it at that point, I think.
I like Brame's decision to just like absolutely overwhelm the bot tower because like you know that Venomancer wants to defend that tower for as long as possible just because it's such an annoying way to like delay the game, get a ton of farm, especially if you've taken the enemy safe lane tower.
Yeah.
And so the way that you have to deal with that is like smoke on it or literally just overwhelm it with numbers, and they chose the second option. And
I hope they set up early by killing the Monkey King, so it helped them get ready to dive a bit faster too.
yeah, that definitely helps. Going for some like behind the tower plays. Veno felt isolated.
All right, we have a bottle service over in the mid lane and a smoke play. So they're going to walk right into Fishman. Fishman tanking that smoke gank here. You see Kataomi as well. Kataomi doing a little bit of scouting. Put out a little bit of damage over on Spartan. Wrath of Nature turning right back around again. They'll roll forward, but they'll go and drop the Wu because they also have the Luna clips coming out here from the Luna. They'll take down Stormstormer. He's not survivable enough. Probably going to find a kill over on Spartan. They'll get Stormin in as well. So they'll take out 2 of the supports over on the side of Entity, but they did lose Stormstormer here. Hatomi, push forward, Nefrit. Buyback coming out from Staman, and they'll turn back around. Ooh, this is not looking good for Crystallis. Wish will find himself a kill, and they're hunting for more. They just can't seem to get their hands on them fast enough, though, as it looks like Fishman be able to survive.
They blew up Necro in that fight. I didn't even see how he died, but there was great disabling on all phases of this.
Wish needs to be careful here. He's going for the final hit over onto Toby. Gets the silence off. There it is. Checking in is 11. The roll forward. Can they grab Kataomi?
Oh, the
they
deny.
Get the deny on Wish. And it looks like they're going to be able to get a kill on Kataomi.
Did he need to deny, though? His TP was, like, finished.
Yes, he
I don't know.
It was cool. Be
Yeah,
quiet.
look at that. Look
It was
at that
very
reaction.
cool.
It's just like, oh.
Please don't kill me.
I mean, it's fine. Like, he loses gold. But
Just for
and
stealing
loses
my
farm
kill
time,
earlier.
but it's a win ranger, right? Like, you farm pretty fast, but it's not like insane. It's not like your carry gets denied, and it's more important that your opponents don't get the golden experience of your high net worth. He loses not even that much from me. He gets 570, 76 gold from that engagement. Still great for him. Damn, even Orchid and a Centaur.
Efficiency.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Earth Spirit's super far away from the Spirit Vessel because of that buyback. I don't know if I don't know if that's really needed this game. Like, the Luna's so huge. He's just been silently farming this entire time.
Yeah.
Still has stacks to farm too.
I mean, Spirit Vessel obviously godly against Necro. It's definitely not bad against Monkey King either, so it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, they still managed to win that fight even without it, so it's definitely value, like you said, and a necessary item, but it's not like they're hurting without it either. Oh, Stormstormer teleporting up to the top lane. No one else really in the vicinity, though, so.
Just trying to get some mana back here, is all he's doing.
You know, I remember a patch a couple of months back, pre-TI, where it was just, if you had an ancient farming hero and the enemies didn't, you just won.
Yeah, it was a huge stacking meta back then.
And it's not exactly like that now, but it is always just the kind of creeping concern that's always there. It's like, you know this Luna is going to be bigger than your Monkey King. It's just not by as much as before.
Crystallis smoked up, looking for anyone that's still here. Wish hiding in the tree line. They do find him. Up the Boundless, started winding up. Will decide not to use it, and it might be costly because look at that damage here. He'll be able to take down one, though. Wish first to fall, Snowman, and now also taking a lot of damage. He'll take down Crystallis, though, and now it's not looking good for Toby. As Toby falls, they'll get Fishman. And they'll take down 3 on the side of Entity.
They just got everybody there so fast.
Oh, that's cool. Nefrit, he disassembled his Dragonlance into a BKB so that he could show up to that fight and
Smart.
have the BKB. I mean, he didn't need to use it, but it's like impossible to fight into this BKB right now based on this timing from disassembling the Lance, which was an efficient farming item.
I started seeing this a lot right before TI. Almost every time people do this.
Ooh.
Nice kill.
Nice kill there for Stormstormer. Kataomi walking past here. Nefrit doesn't quite have the detection. They have to be careful because they are teleporting the Snapfire back in. Might go for that cookie. Have to get the glimpse. Ooh, that always hurts.
He was kind of low, then he just started attacking trees, and he's full HP. Good attempt, though. That's a pretty nice item for Storm if he wants it. Yep.
Dude, how is he's got so much garbage in his inventory. He's 10 slotted.
The glimpse back. The cookie.
Guten bye-bye.
That is such a classic Weaver play where you're like, guys, I have time lapse. I'm fine. Relax. And then you die.
So what's the garbage in his inventory? Oh, the raindrop?
Look at the
Tango.
raindrop.
Tangos,
Tango.
Clarity.
Like,
It's all consumables.
you can't. He is hoarding.
I do this too much.
You have boots of travel. What's your problem? Go sell it. Go to base.
Put it on the ground. Bring your courier.
Delete it at this point. Hoarder. Man,
That's the last hit, though.
he's a hoarder.
If he sells the Tango, that's at least, that's like a 1.5 last hit.
Are you guys this bad in like role-playing games too? Do you just hoard everything? Why am I asking that question? I played D&D with you. Of course
I
you're
was like-
bad
I was
at
like,
it. You guys are.
what's your setup
I
You guys are
absolutely
loot
do not hoard.
goblins.
I do not hoard anything.
You had a bag full of mayonnaise and ball bearings
was
that you
That
were.
was, that was a choice, really.
That was useful. Not there's no.
That almost killed us.
Excellent.
Yep. Almost is a very not absolute word.
All right, he's going for Shard on Necro. And another mobility item after BOTs, because the hero is legit so slow that it does feel like you need 2 mobility items. But Shard is a nice way to like help the hero a bit. It gives you, it's kind of Dagon-like, right? It gives you damage, it gives you utility,
Yep.
it gives you a second AoE push. I think Shard is a great way to fix the hero, to help the hero at least. His net worth is still pretty high too. Not terrible.
Imagine needing Blink Yule's bots to make a hero feel like they're
Mobile enough.
normal.
Yeah.
normal
Yeah, I feel like his
mobility.
speed keeps coming up like consistently with you
Yeah.
too.
I mean, Jules is more defensive for spell stuff than mobility, but yeah.
That's kind of the nature of like Viper, Necro. Is like the question is always like they're so strong, but their hugest weakness is their mobility. So it's like, how do you solve it?
Yep.
And that's always like the interesting thing about those heroes is
Yeah.
solving that.
A lot of times it's Atos, but it doesn't really fit with Necro's skills, so.
Yeah, that is an interesting concept. Do you make them faster or do you hold them into place and slowly
Kill the
Yeah,
place.
or just like position better, or like run at towers, be really tanky and just run at towers where you have to bring them. They have to go to you.
Yeah, I mean, we've
There's-
seen a very tanky build coming off of.
That's Dota. That's
Right.
like the beautiful thing about the game is that heroes are insanely OP, but they're also like really terrible at other things, and you just have to solve those with the 200 items.
Kataomi. And grab him in time. Nice cookie forward. Yule's coming up, just wants to remove that dot here. Go for a smoke. They drag back though. One more hit should be able to do the. Oh, there it is from which the power shot.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That was nice.
You sound so unimpressed.
I
That
was thinking about the glimpse. I was like
It's like-
waiting for the glimpse and
when-
waiting for the glimpse and waiting, and then he just uses it, and finally it worked.
I just can't believe when people miss skill shots. It's like Stormstormer is literally the worst person on the planet Earth.
I was thinking about
and then,
glimpse.
and then when he hits it, it's like nice.
I was really focusing on the glimpse, not so much.
I'm sure.
I was
Sounds like
I,
an unimpressed dad.
I thought he was very dead, so the fact that he died was like, oh, he died. That's what I expected. But even though it was a good way that they killed him, that's all. Did you not expect him to die? Like, he was definitely dead, right? The sentry hits down, you're like, oh, he's gonna get glimpsed
Yes,
back.
of course. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
naturally.
Rolling over on Toby, glimpse back though,
Sounds
right
so
into
good.
the Luna. And that is a dead Toby. BKB getting popped over here on Nephra, fighting with Crystal. Crystal's putting a lot of damage. Good cookie hop. He'll finish off Spartan, then they'll drop the Wukongs. Wish needs to be careful here. Is going to try to back off quite a bit, but it's not going to be enough as he will fall. Crystal's also falling during this fight. As now 11 running for his life here. Stormstormer hot on his heels. Does have Nephrit nearby. Nice roll though coming forward. The cookie hop and the stump though coming out and the follow-up with the Satan rolls over. And
Dude.
Stomanen, last man standing.
That cookie was really good. But I think tipping Crystallis is also it's a really good skill shot. Tipping Crystallis is genuinely is valid there. Like, he manned up and he just fought to the death, and he got a lot of value out of his hero. Like, he just popped, he hits a bunch, he gets a great stun, pops his ulti, keeps hitting Wind Ranger, and he does die,
Yeah.
but it gave his team a lot of oomph in the fight. And I love the silence on Toby, so important. Higher chance that he doesn't get his ulti off there, which would have done a lot in the fight. And then watch him fight here. He gets ulti, he's got his BKB at a good timing, he's going to kill Spartan, pops his ulti off, which now gives him a huge amount of armor, and actually makes his longevity against Wish a lot higher. Made a big difference, even though he gets killed, and that allows him now chased with that mega mobility from Stormstormer to chase for that kill. Look at that blink, wow. Incredible.
The cookie here was insane, right on 2 cores, setting up for the scythe. And the most frustrating thing in the game of Dota 2 is being dead for 100 seconds at 21 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, he's still dead on Luna. We literally just watched the same fight. They took Roshan, I was hearing in my ear, and he's dead for 30 seconds still.
Look at this.
That's like a support's death timer.
The Tinker Ward is just gonna spot out Crystal as they cut down the tree. They tie him to another one, and the whole gang is here to tell him, get out of our woods.
Luna's still dead. I can't.
For
Come
8
back
seconds.
in. Roll away here, coming out from Stolman. Crystallis, though.
There is
Got
the
BKB, the roll forward again. It's going to run out of duration. They get the kill on Crystallis. Kataomi forced to run away.
Oh, really annoying to be.
We get the kill on Spartan off screen. Toby, though, getting silence, held into the trees, getting mini stun with those lucid beams. The roll away again now, coming out here from the Earth Spirit, trying to bait Kataomi here. Criminal has to get that bug off fast. He's gonna be able to survive it.
That's cool, dude. Having Solar Crest against the Weaver bugs because it lowers attack speed by a crap load. He's like trying to hit them and he like messes up his animation.
That's so annoying, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
As like a random strength here that doesn't build attack speed.
That's
Yeah,
annoying as hell.
it's cool. Cool item. The old Quelling Plate Mail Yule's Spirit Vessel. Guess the hero, guys.
Classic.
I don't understand. He's very tanky.
Watch and learn.
Is he? He's only got 1200 HP.
Yeah, but look at that armor. It's a big
26 bugs armor.
62%. Hell yeah.
Oh, shit,
Ooh,
he
and
hit him
he's
with the
got the-
smoke.
Oh no,
The
fake
grenade.
He's going down.
This is a very slow chase.
He's not. I'm just kidding. He can just BKB. I think he should be fine. I mean,
BKB. Well,
Well, he's chased him for so long that he's now dead.
I would
That
have
is
been
the end of
baited.
that chapter of his life. BKB's getting popped, though. I hear a side coming out over on the side. They get the kill on Spart.
oh, he's got a Dagon. He's
Oh, he
still
does.
hoarding. Drop your
That's-
items. What's
Oh
wrong
my
with
god,
you?
he does still have. All right, the clarity, whatever, save it. But the tango?
Come on. What?
got
That
a
was a
hood.
tango that his mother gave him from the first time that he started playing
Surely
Dota.
he's
in
been
this
to
match.
base. He has boots of travel.
Yeah, I don't know.
He picked up a Dagon.
So we got the Death Seeker to amp the damage, basically. Just a 25% damage amp, and then he's got Dagon now, which makes sense. Kind of solves the problems. I guess this makes sense. Just like hella mobility to solve his like early game survivability issues, and then he transitions into the damage problems he's facing with the Shard and Dagon finally. Slacks with his brown boots Dagon to 5, and it's been like, this is the way.
That is so reasonable, I think.
That is so
His build?
slacks.
Or Slacks? Which one?
Hmm?
Slacks or this build?
I think it's saying the slack.
Slack's
was-
build is
yeah.
very reasonable.
I mean,
Silver Edge, Dagon 5.
does-
F-Blade.
that's too many hotkeys.
That's true. Effort just silently farming, going for that Lincoln Sphere, which is a very popular item that we're seeing. It's been buffed so many times.
Yeah.
What is it, like 16 stats
16
now?
stats. You know what's crazy about it? Well, first of all, it's 4,600 gold, which is pretty reasonable. It's 5 mana regen. Think how many items give you 5 mana regen?
Yule's does.
No, it doesn't. Yule's is like 2.5.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Look,
2 Yule's.
yeah, just buy 2 Yule's and it'll give you the same mana regen. It's a lot of mana. 4 for an Orchid. Like, Orchid is a high mana regen item. But, like, a lot of those other, like, Echo Saber and stuff, Falcon Blade, like, 5 mana regen, it's insane. 1.75.
That's why
Trash.
Refresher Orb is a dope item. It gives like
Yeah.
70 mana regen.
Yeah, it does. Which hockey is objectively the best for Handamitis?
No, I've watched that video of.
I have watched that
Alright,
video
alright.
so many
Did you watch
times.
my video or the guy who stole my video in a very smart way and now gets
There's a
reposted
team fight breaking out. Be mad
200,000
later.
times? Okay.
Well, that's a dead fish, man.
I mean, he edited it much better than mine. Mine's probably like 8 minutes long or something.
Dire's middle
I get
tower
it.
is under
Is this the formal call out of Purge Gamers cease and
Look,
desist?
there was a Reddit thread days ago, and every time someone's like, let me see the video, and they always link this other guy's video. Every time.
Well, he told me he was really mad that you posted a certain Warlock game on your YouTube.
No, it's not Slacks didn't make it. Some random person.
Kobe getting spotted out. It's just going to crumble.
Dire's bottom tower is under
It's still very close.
Radiant's top tower
Oh,
is
he's
under
going for it.
attack.
I love this dude's energy on Earth Spirit. Like, I feel like he's just
I told you, Stamana.
loving the hero.
He loves this hero. He's very good with it.
Dude, Luna's
Ooh,
low.
yeah, Nefert's forced EKB here to get out from these kisses.
You get Venom ulted or something? Like, why
That
is
was way
Venom ulted?
earlier, that thing. Oh, a nice stun coming out from Gustaz. Look at a kill on Spartan on their way through.
Doesn't even Scythe, not worth it for a pathetic position 5.
Yo, I hate when players are like next level and they stack the wards like the techies' minds. Like, it's smart that players do, right? Because if you go to D ward, you can't click on the ward and get out. Like, if you only have so much time right now, you're like committed to like, oh, I have to attack like up to 4 times to get the one I want. It's tough.
Or you could just click the right one.
No, you can't, because you can place them directly on top of each other. It's literally impossible. Like, you can get lucky maybe by clicking the right one. But you know how, like...
Some call it luck, some
When
call
you-
it being good at clicking.
No,
correct
you literally
one.
don't understand, I promise.
Wait, what is the order?
I'm literally
you
just
have to,
trolling
You have to
you, dude.
ward and then sentry, and then the sentry, like, what do you right-click first? Can you determine the
Sure.
order?
I'm not sure, but they're
I'm
like
gonna test
perfectly
that.
overlapped. You know how, like, you stack remote mines? You, like, click it on the mine.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
We're
I know
deep
the
into the
tricks
woods
are-
here, guys. They really want this Earth Spirit.
Lumberjacks.
They're just cutting down. Yeah, I know. Don't they know deforestation is an issue? They literally have Nature's Prophet on their team.
I actually,
speaks for the
I actually
trees.
disagree with that. Though some of the worst things live in forests: bears, snakes,
What's wrong with bears?
frogs. That you look at them, they poison you.
Ooh, that's not in those types of forests. Though. That's like a rainforest. This is looking like a very dead Toby.
I feel like he needs a Yules or something on Venom.
Oh, they got Kataomi too. All right,
Nice.
all right.
Follow dead heroes. I feel like he keeps getting kind of dumpstered by just a silence. Like, I guess it doesn't. In that case, it doesn't matter. Like, no one's gonna back him up or whatever. But feels like a little bit of silence could like really elongate.
Yeah.
Or really making his effectiveness worse.
I thought he was getting a BKB, which would have been kind of cool, but it ended up turning into a Sandra Kaya on Venomancer,
Doesn't that feel bad as well though? Like,
or just a Sanj.
I don't know. Maybe Yules isn't good either. But
I know what you mean, though. It feels like he's getting caught by these signs.
He's still hoarding. What is this? It's 30 minutes into the game. You're the top net worth on your team.
he hasn't died in a while, and he probably doesn't go to Fountain ever, right?
Don't make excuses. He needs help.
He should definitely put them on the ground and bring the courier to them. I don't disagree. Like, for minimum reasons, he gets a neutral item, he has to put something on the ground to get it. Like, that part feels awful when it happens.
And if this was NA, they'd
This
probably
is
just put him on the
cool.
ground and
That's
break
right.
them in
Like
front
this.
of him.
He is,
Yeah.
Look, he has not been going to the fountain at all.
No.
My dude
Been
is
everywhere.
is
You literally
active
said he's gonna
on
like
Necrophos.
he's gonna survive forever. Well, this is what happens when you survive forever, and you don't call your courier to come get your items.
Except for those 2 times when he didn't survive. But other than that, yeah.
He's an animal activist.
He definitely could have sold right there. That's not.
He
that's
doesn't
fine.
want his donkey to have to do extra work. He's
if
a
he was an
humble man.
animal activist, he wouldn't have a donkey in the first place. Do you think PETA would say like you shouldn't have couriers?
They're friends. It's his friend. It's not. He doesn't own the donkey.
Well, then why doesn't he ever invite him over for like meals and stuff, dude? Isn't that what
I
you do,
don't
friends?
know if
true.
I'd want to eat at Necro's Fit House, dude. Who knows
That
what
is
guy
fair.
eats.
Go to the movies together? I
He'll
don't know.
definitely poison you. Like, there's no doubt about it.
BKB immediately coming out from Crystallis. Going to try to punish Stomanen here. And they'll be able to find that easily. The follow-up, though, Yule's play coming out from Stormstormer, trying to get the Lazarus. Not going to be able to quite manage, but
Oh,
they do
no.
manage to get him held in place with the BKB with Wish, so they'll be able to take down Stormstormer. The big Nova off over on the side still doesn't look good for Toby. He's going to get finished off with a Lucent Beam, and they can see Crystallis here. He doesn't have that BKB available any longer. It's Fishman nearby,
They're
cooking hot to
losing.
get him out, but they're getting a lot of damage over in this base, that rat cam here.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
Showing just how much they're getting off of this. Mortimer's Kisses tossed out. Finish off Stomanen, but I don't know if that's necessarily worth it here, because now Fishman is going to pay for it with his life. Kataomi on the back lines, trying to plink away over at Spartan. Needs to get out of there in a hurry. Do have the glimpse available if they can get the vision.
Dude, that is the dream Nature's Prophet scenario. You're just raxing on the other side, and your team is winning the fight anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I could show up to this at any point, but I don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. He
That's handled.
He rescued the gem. I mean, that's important, but
Yes.
it's a small victory.
We take those.
It was a cool fight. I mean, Necro basically used Yules. I didn't see how he used it, but he used it. Then all of a sudden, he's just super vulnerable to Spartan's Disruptor ulti, plus Eclipse. He just got blown up. If he has the Yules there, he can offset a lot of the damage in the vulnerability period, and it's not nearly as bad. But by using the Yules the way that he did, it put him super in danger.
He moved the Tangas into
What are
his
you going to do with
inventory now.
those?
It's going to eat a lot of trees, clearly.
He's going to sell them when he respawns.
It's
more than
it's for
likely.
the Nature's Prophet trees.
Oh,
Now, what's the Clarity
Right.
doing there?
you're right.
And the Null Talisman.
No, he's going to sell it. That's why it's in there for the null.
Well, he's coming back
Here it
up.
comes.
All right, here it is. Moment of truth. Oh, Bird, you were wrong.
He's saving it, I
You were
guess.
wrong.
A golden thread.
He's putting
Yeah,
it
he
back in
definitely
this
bought it for
inventory.
I get the tango. I get the tango. If you're a Necrophos, he just doesn't want to... Because if you sell a Clarity, you're wasting 25 gold. It's hard-earned cash. you had spent that you earned earlier.
It's true. Is that 25 gold really going to make a difference over the case of like him taking a long fight where he doesn't get a kill and needs full mana?
This is a very important discussion.
Heartstopper talent, hell yeah, dude. You don't see a lot of level 25 necros in pro games, I gotta
But
say.
you better hope Entity wins so you can interview them and ask that question.
I mean, I'm having a good time watching him play. Like, I feel like I've learned some stuff about necro. There is hope. You don't just have to buy 8 defensive items, you know? You can buy some defensive
just
items.
8 mobility items.
And then you can have fun later. You have to get 1.5 defensive items and 1.5 mobility items, and then you can have fun and buy damage. Assuming you don't get rad, that is.
Assuming. Smoke play, though, over into the side of the Radiant jungle. They know that there's been a Stormstormer down here consistently pushing out the area.
His tangos are ready, dude. So cleaned up his inventory, sold the null.
Arcane power.
God.
I mean, he should be afraid of a gank, right? Like, their smoke movement there is basically what he just backed up for. If they roll in and sprout him at the same time, can't
Is that
get out.
enough to, like, survive, though? I don't think it is.
But it helps, right? Like, if, let's say,
True,
you get
but
the
it's-
blink away and then he's sprouted afterwards.
Crystallis in this Roche pit here.
I guess
Spartan creeping forward.
he's got shard anyway, so the tango's not even gonna fucking work. Literally, there's gonna be a tree there. it's literally
That's
useless.
true.
Doesn't do anything. Other than give him a nice tango.
Boundless. We'll scooch Spartan forward. Use those kisses, the sight. All right, there's not going to be a Spartan available for this Roche fight.
That's actually a really important kill with no buyback in
That's
Necro Scythe. Like,
very
right in
big.
front of Roche.
Yo, I just love the player cams.
He looks very unenthused.
Got one eyeball at least. That's all I know. But it's a big kill, right? That was threatening to Necrophos earlier. And if it's for Roche reasons, it makes sense, right? Force a 5v4. Even if they have a net worth advantage, now they have less technical advantage here.
This is a shard Roche, too. Nefrit getting spotted here by the bugs. Roll forward, though. They're going to try to get their own numbers advantages as they'll go and immediately just blow up Toby. Follow up with that nullifier, although they bounced it right back on in here over at 11. Got the Omi glimpsing himself back there. Let the shackle over on the back lines. Wish will clean up Fishman. Stominin trying to run away. Will roll directly into someone, though, as he tries to make a secondary escape. Not going to be able to.
2 for 1.
One follow-up, though, with
no.
this is exactly what they wanted. Stormstormer walking right into the hands of Brame. And they're looking for more damage. Can they finish off on Kataomi? Casalis coming out here, pins up here with that Wukongs. Will take down Kataomi. Stormstormer buying back.
He's so
Casalis
tanky.
is just trying to whack away over on 11, but he's not managing to find it. The Dagon play, though, coming in. It's a kill over on 11. 11 buying back. The follow-up kill on Casalis. Casalis buys back as well. They are not willing to give up this fight. This is looking so bad for Stormstorm as he just fought back. And that is a dieback. Gem on the deck as well.
This is the problem with Necrophos, right? Like he played the fight well with the buyback and all, but like you just get nullified. Once they get nullifier, your game is freaking over unless you have BKB to press while it's in the air.
Yeah,
it's like your game's over. It just counters you so hard.
It's BKB is such a weird item on Necro too because it just doesn't work with the Ghost Shroud.
Yeah. So you become like disable and magic immune, but then you can't become physical immune like you normally can abuse.
You know, it does work with Ethereal Blade though. That's the only. It does not work with Ghost Scepter or Necro Shroud, but it does work with Blade.
You can E-Blade yourself?
You can E-Blade yourself in BKB.
Do you have to E-Blade before BKB?
I think you E-Blade before BKB. It's really weird.
That's tough. He jumps in to go for the kill, but the nullifier comes out. And then Monkey King has a great go on 11, but 11 has freaking 50 armor. So he did no damage.
He got that
Nullifier
bark
plus
skin.
AC. Yeah. And he's got the Apple dude 14 agi. Watch out.
Dude, Apple's dope on int heroes that want to be tanky.
So definitely a good thing. Roll forward from Stominin. Pressure's being placed over on this tower. They already took Roche. They place it over in Nature's Prophet. Damage is being dealt to their base. It feels like Entity just doesn't know how to approach this fight right now.
They can't without Necro. There's no way.
Well, they smoked up. Looks like they're going to try to do something. Just haven't quite figured out exactly what. Is Crystallis making his way into position here. Roll forward, though, from Storm. He was hoping to go and knock down the trees. Has the blink, though. Going to continue to just roll around as they manage to take down Toby. He's going to have to buy back here. Kick back a little bit too far here with that Static Storm, but they will be able to get the kill on Fishman. Following up, and Toby, he just fought back. He is dead again. They'll follow up with the Wukong's 11 does have the Aegis, had so much armor. Kataomi forced to go and time-lapse himself away. As again, 11 pops back up. The rest of the team, though, they're waiting for him. They'll get the kill on Spartan. That BKB coming in handy, but there is a decent amount of damage as Kataomi does fall. There's going to be a fortification. You have Stormstormer back up again. He's looking for a quick, easy pick off and kill. He gets it on Nefrit. The immediate buybacks, though, coming out from Brame. They want to clean up and take this final game here. As once again, there's Kataomi. They call it the GG. They've had enough. Brame looking in top shape.
I feel bad a little bit for Stormstormer. He played like he farmed a lot. He played really well, but it just really showed Necro's fault.